You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN as we welcome you to Provo, Utah for the 2025 season opener for the BYU Cougars as they host the Portland State Vikings from Lavelle Edwards Stadium. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to BYU. Mike Corey alongside Brad Hopkins in a moment. The Cougars are coming off an 11-2 mark a season ago, 7-2 in conference play. Once again, high expectations for this team under 10th-year head coach Kalani Sitake, who in the offseason had to deal with the departure of last year's starting quarterback Jake Retzlaff, who was accused of rape back in May. No charges were filed, but he did violate BYU's honor code and was informed that he'd be likely serving a 7-game suspension. So in light of that, 13 days later, he withdraws from BYU. 10 days after that, lands at Tulane. He's now the starting quarterback for the Green Wave, and they just won today versus Northwestern. But with all that in the past, we welcome in Brad Hopkins, and now BYU is turning to a true freshman quarterback to begin this 2025 season.
This time last year, Mike, Bear was in high school. Now he's getting ready to get played in front of 60,000 at Lavelle Edwards. Son of a Marine officer, he was a born leader. He and his brother Tiger started out at Stanford, but they're here now in Provo, ready to start a new chapter, Mike.
First true freshman quarterback to start a season opener in BYU history. On the other side, Portland State, they already played a game last week, lost 42-0. They went with 3 quarterbacks in that game, one of which is Tyrese Smith.
Yeah, an incredible athlete, a dual-threat quarterback. Didn't get to throw a whole bunch last week versus Tarleton State, but he'll need to today against this BYU defense, Mike.
Outstanding atmosphere here at BYU. You saw it. I mean, the students are here literally almost 2 hours before game time, ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. Sitake came on the field, and they just thought he was a rock star, cheering their butts off, ready to see the Cougars start 2025 with a obviously competitive season last year, first of the atop the Big 12 conference. Let's see if they can repeat it this year with this electric energy that we see in Lavelle Edwards.
Will Farron kicks off for BYU. Portland State's going to receive to start this game. You saw number 6, Crew Newman, back for the return, and we're underway tonight in Provo. No return out of the back of the end zone, and Portland State to begin on offense here today. BYU had won the toss. They have deferred, of course, and we'll see to start the second half. Brad, tough environment. Second week of the season, though, for Portland State. What do you think right now here for the Vikings coming out on offense for the first time?
Well, obviously the outcome wasn't what they wanted to have last week, getting beat 42-0 by Tarleton State, a ranked FCA opponent, mind you, but at least they got to see what their guys look like in pads. They got to play a physical game last week, so that's going to be one slight advantage that they may have over the Cougars today, Mike.
All right, so how about this? C.J. Jordan is going to be the starting quarterback for Portland State in this game. He's a transfer out of Idaho and Northern Illinois, senior, so now they're really trying to figure out, who's going to be their signal caller this season.
Yeah, you're right about that. Last week they had 3 starters at quarterback. We'll see what C.J. Jordan has for the BYU Cougars to start this first series.
Jacques Battleotto Birdsell begins in the backfield for Portland State. He gets the call on first down. The Cougars are right there ready for him. John Talmoy Payao with the tackle, one of the co-captains.
Yeah, Portland State comes out in that 13 personnel. That's 3 tight ends. They really want to try and play the ground control game today against this BYU Cougars defense.
Bruce Barnum, head coach for Portland State.
We'll see what CJ has for him this next go around here.
Second down and 10 after no gain on first for the Vikings. 2-back set this time, back to Birdsell, and off the right side he's got room. He's got a first down across the 40-yard line up to the 43. Isaiah Glasker makes the tackle, but a big run there of 18 yards and a first.
Let's take a look here, the handoff right here. Birdsell really finds himself a gap, being a patient runner. Very hard physical guy, hard to bring down. That's why he's able to get a big gain right there on his first carry from scrimmage.
How about in the backfield, Brad? We saw in that last series they had James Minot, who was in the fullback position there, a backup offensive lineman, number 52.
Exactly. Linemen need to get some love in the backfield. Glad to see him back there.
Keeper here. We'll make it Tyree Smith, who is now in. So here's the thing. We talked about him at the beginning. So Tyree Smith, who last week only threw 4 times, but he had 10 rushes for 50 yards in that game. So they're going to change it up like this a lot, and he gets in there on a run on first down.
Very similar role that we saw last week. Gabe Downing got the start, but in situations like this where you have shorter down and distances, they give it to Tyree Smith, that dual threat quarterback capable of taking it to the house with his legs.
Back to C.J. Jordan now. Micah Avery is in the backfield this time, along with Bonalano Birdsell. Jordan escapes pressure, throws on the run, and the catch is made by Avery and into BYU territory. And let's see where they mark it here. It's going to be the 48-yard line. It's going to be a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, you see right here that they actually motion Brandon Alvarez just to see what the defense is going to look like. And then, of course, the spin out. We see the arm capability of Tyree Smith early on in this way as he finds his back Micah Avery in the flat.
This is huge here for Portland State, Brad, right? To get a couple of first downs potentially under their belt that they can convert here on 3rd and 1.
This is what they want to do. They want to play in front of the sticks. 3rd and 1, the playbook is wide open for them to find any kind of room to get that first down.
Jordan. Deep drop, pressure, dumps it off. It's incomplete. He wanted Chance Miller. And that's tough if you're Portland State on a 3rd and 1. Let's see what they do here on the BYU side of the field. And the punt team's going to come on.
Yeah, Bodie Schoonover actually got his hand on that one right there. It looked like it might have been a screen setup, just trying to convert that first. Heads up play by number 48. Bodie Schoonover right there to get the BYU Cougars off the field on 3rd down.
Tony Johnson is the punter. Had a 56-yarder last week in that season-opening loss to Tarleton State. Back to return Parker Kingston. And a fair catch at the 11-yard line. And so now the BYU fans get a chance to see the true freshman, Bear Bachmeier, who we just talked about at the open of the broadcast. The transfer out of Stanford.
Yeah, but at least, you know what? PSU got a chance to move the football a little bit, eat up some clock, and then, of course, flip the field a little bit because they're making BYU take over inside the 10-yard line or just outside of the 10-yard line, Mike, to make them a long go to the end zone.
Kalani Sitake, 10th season for BYU. A team that lost 2 games last year by a total of 9 points. Bachmeier, first play is a pass over to Parker Kingston. He's got it, gets across the 15. Short pickup there on first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, Paul Horning watch list. That's for the most valuable offensive player right there. They send him in motion just so they can get the ball into the hands of their playmaker and see what happens. Couple yard gain on that one.
What did you gather from Sitake yesterday in the meetings?
Hey, he likes a big physical brand of football. He wants to bludgeon you between the tackles, and we'll see what they do.
Hand off to L.J. Martin here now for BYU. First down, pushing his way across the 25-yard line with some help. Finally brought down by the combination of Isaiah Green and Jackson Helmstedler, but it's a first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, just like I said, between the tackles, L.J. Martin is a monster. Bear gives him the handoff. He's a patient runner, but he's also a downhill runner north and south. It takes a gang of Vikings to bring him down.
That was a 12-yard run. He's the junior out of El Paso, Texas. He was the Valero Alamo Bowl offensive MVP last year. Averaged over 70 yards a game and 7 touchdowns. Bachmeier, a little play fake, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. A little high there for Kingston. That underneath coverage, I thought that might have had a chance of getting picked off.
Yeah, you're right about that. But he was patient in the pocket. The line did a good job of giving him some time to throw it downfield. The DB may have gotten his hand on this one right here, throwing into double coverage.
Yep. Yeah, nice play.
Because that's exactly what tipped it away. Because that might have been a reception right there for Parker Kingston had he not got his hand on the ball.
Aiden Scioli there that time. Senior linebacker with the play. 2nd and 10, BYU. Keeper, Bachmeier to the 32.
I did mention the Bear can run the football, didn't I, Mike?
That's right, yes.
Yeah. That's why he wears the number 47.
We'll tell the story about that a little later. We get a chance to show you that as Coach Satake here and this group faced with a 3rd down and 6 from just inside their own 32-yard line, opening offensive series for the Cougars. Bachmeier goes up top, and it is broken up, incomplete. He wanted Chase Roberts, and Bryson Ross made a heck of a defensive play, the sophomore safety, to force 4th down.
Yeah, Chase Roberts is one of the captains for a reason. Preseason All Big 12. He's running that fly route right there. Bear was just waiting for him to get open. A little underthrown right there because Chase had to come back and wait for it a little bit, and that's one of the reasons why you saw number 7 being able to just make a play on the football.
So both teams pick up a 1st down on their opening offensive possession, but ultimately have to punt as Sam Vanderhaar is on. Crew Newman again back to return here for Portland State. Fair catch. Just inside the 20. And the Vikings will be back on offense when we return. No score so far here from Provo, Utah. Back in Provo, Utah, no score, 9:54 to play in the first quarter. Mike Corey alongside former NFL All-Pro offensive lineman Brad Hopkins. And there's a look at Bruce Barnum now. The head man for Portland State began his time there in 2010 as an assistant, and he's been the head coach since 2015. Funny guy, we talked to him this past week. He knows he's up against it here tonight, but hey, so far, not too bad here to open this game.
He is quite the character. I actually love talking to him. Barney Ball is what they like to call his philosophy as far as football. We're going to see a lot of that today. As you even saw at the beginning of the game in 13 personnel, look for some more of that today, Mike.
All right, so it's C.J. Jordan in at the quarterback position here once again for Portland State. Second offensive series of the game for the Vikings. Jordan, incomplete. A little bit of a miscommunication there. And if it's already not tough enough, right, going on the road here in this environment, they're dealing with some key injuries here tonight.
Absolutely. DeLon Thompson is their do everything back. It's unfortunate that he's not going to be in there. T-Love, Terrence LaVille, as they like to call him, He's another player that actually has big play potential. Unfortunately, he's not going to be in the lineup. And Tanner Beeman was Big Sky preseason, all conference, 21 catches last year for 251 yards, a touchdown in 10 games. Good blocker. Unfortunately, they won't have his services today.
About a lot of bird cells in the backfield. Keeper, though, here for Jordan. He's in trouble. Taken down for a loss. Isaiah Glasker, first on the scene for BYU.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you risk when you run in that 13 personnel, especially when that third tight end is a guard in James Minot. They did some motion. You saw Christian Ingram going into motion right there, but for the most part, you can't get to the edge even if you're a big guy like that.
And how about BYU, Brad, who's kind of that defensive first team in 2024?
Yeah, top 3 in the Big 12 for points allowed, 18.6, total yards allowed in 308.8, and takeaways at 29. Pass yards, they only allowed 182.5 yards a game.
And exactly the situation you don't want to be in if you're the opponent here in this crowd, in this environment. 3rd and 15 from their own 15, and a flag flies here before the snap.
Timeout.
Did they get the timeout or delay a game?
Prior to the play clock expiring, Portland State takes their first charge timeout of the half. Timeout on the field.
And we'll step aside as well. 9 minutes to go in the first. 3rd and 15 Vikings when we return. Fans get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. Back at BYU. What a night here. Awesome day. Crowd phenomenal, as it always is here at LaVell Edwards Stadium. And they'll be making some noise right now as it's 3rd down and 15 for Portland State at their own 15-yard line. Got to be safe here, right, Brad?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to give them an even shorter field than they're already dealing with right now. But they're behind the sticks, which isn't where they want to be.
Jordan dumps it off in the middle. It's caught. And making some room here is Kristen Ingman, and Ingman's going to get the first first down. How about that? The tight end, the sophomore, before he's finally brought down by Raider DeMooney. That is a huge pickup of 20 yards and a first down.
Yeah, Christian is one of the most talented offensive players that they have. Played in 11 games in 2024. As you see right here, CJ drifting back just to bring the defense away from the line of scrimmage. Hands it to his big tight end, who actually avoids a couple of tackles, and it takes 3 Cougars to bring his big butt down.
Yeah, that was all Ingman right there, making that cut to the outside to get that first down.
Smart player, too. Academic, all Big Sky. Hey, he's a lacrosse player and a wrestler, too.
Quarterback Jordan there loves it. And they got a fresh set of downs here at their own 35-yard line. Swing out pass here to Brandon Alvarez. Now this is a guy that last year had 480 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. He was targeted 14 times last week, had 6 catches for 72 yards, a bright spot for this Vikings team.
Absolutely. He's the captain for a reason. Obviously led them last week in receiving, just 72 yards on 6 catches. But there's a reason why on that bubble screen they wanted to get it to him, because him in space, that means danger for the defense.
Brad Tyree Smith is back in here for Portland State. The QB. Hands it off. Jacques Badalado Birdsell.
Oh, face mask.
Yeah, Glasgow in the tackle. Third down from the 40, 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, you're going to hear Isaiah Glasker's name a lot in that backfield. He's like a heat-seeking missile going all the way back to last year. We saw right there Jacques wanted to get outside, but there was nothing doing when you got big number 16 just breathing down your neck.
How about 70 tackles last year and led the team at 3.5 sacks as well.
Butkus Award preseason you watch list.
Halfway through this first quarter, 3rd down and 5 for Portland State, trying to keep the drive alive here. 1 for 2 on 3rd down so far tonight. Jordan again over the middle. It's incomplete. No flags are down. Intended for Alvarez. And the Vikings will have to punt.
Didn't get a chance to get his feet set. That's why he threw behind the defender. As you look right here, he just kept drifting back, waiting for his receiver to get open. Threw it behind him. I'm sure he would like to take that one back.
Tommy Prassis was there on coverage 22 for BYU. There's Kingston waiting inside of his own 20-yard line for the punt here from Tony Johnson. It's going to bounce, and it's picked up on a hop here by Kingston. Nice little return as he gets up across the 35-yard line. Not bad there, and pretty good starting field position for BYU. It was a 39-yard punt and a 15-yard return. And
yeah,
so
number 39.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Number 39 might have saved the one from going to the house on that one right there. Parker Kingston taking a bit of a gamble.
Will return. BYU back on offense after this.
The previous play is under review to determine if the runner maintained possession when he hit the ground.
Welcome back to BYU. Yeah, there you heard the referee there. There was some pointing going on.
Portland State recovered the ball
Right.
in the immediate continuing action.
Yeah, Portland State was like, hey, fumble, we got this here. And then now they're going to take a look at it to see if it did come out. And they have a recovery from Portland State. So they're going to look at this here, and that would be monstrous for the Vikings. They would have the ball at the 36-yard line of BYU if that is the case. If not, it's going to be Cougars ball at their own 36. Kalani Sitake. And he's hoping that this doesn't get overturned, obviously. Let's take a look at it here, Brad. What do you got? It was Henry Ampasta who made the tackle there.
Oh, it's out.
Yes,
He
it's
punched
popped
that
out. And it was popped out there.
And he recovered it.
And recovered by Chance Miller, the wide receiver who's on special teams. And that's pretty clear right there. Look at 81 coming in on the left side of the street.
He played in 11 games, started 2 of them in 2024. He made a tremendous play on special teams right there. Not only punching the ball out where Parker
After
didn't secure it.
the BYU return player lost possession of the ball prior to hitting the ground. Portland State recovered the ball. It's first down for Portland State at the 37-yard line.
Absolutely. It was tough to tell on the first look right there, right? But when you saw that thing down, and he certainly popped it out before the knee was down, and he recovered it himself. It's Portland State ball here.
Heads-up play by Chance right there. Not only to punch the ball out, but also to recover it. That's the second time that the Vikings have actually crossed midfield. Win for the Vikings so far right now, Mike.
And the first turnover of the game, and it's for BYU. And so C.J. Jordan, number 7, back on the field here for Portland State, quarterback.
We saw Parker covering the ball with 2 hands, but what he didn't do is he didn't keep it tight to his body, which allowed the punch out right there in the course of the recovery by Chance Miller.
Jacques Battleotto Birdsell in the backfield with James Minot as well in that fullback position, 52 to the left there. It's going to go to Battleotto Birdsell. And he gets inside of the 35-yard line, taken down by Logan Lutui. So how about C.J. Jordan? He didn't play in week 1. They had Gabe Downing, John Kiave Sagapulatelli, and Tyrese Smith. And now it's C.J. Jordan's chance, who's had some time at Idaho and Northern Illinois throughout his career.
Good thing for him, he's a 5th-year senior, which means he's got experience. He's seen some football a time or two in this environment. Really wouldn't scare him.
Second down and 7 from the 34 of BYU for Portland State. Jordan, pressure, trying to spin out of it. Not much he can do there. It's sacked by Che Bryant-Strother. Middle linebacker, you got to get rid of that football, Brad. That's a huge loss.
Yeah, you're right about that. We saw number 74, the right guard here. Take a look. Number 45 just giving him the business. Almost could have got called for holding. They lost 9 on the play right there. Just bringing pressure. Nowhere for CJ to go, not only with the ball, but with his legs as well.
Well, the last time the Vikings were in this position was deep in their own territory. They had 3rd down and 15, and they got the first down on the pass to the tight end, Christian Engman. Let's see what they do here now on BYU's 48-yard line, faced with a 3rd and 16. Jordan over the middle again. It's caught by Alvarez, but he's going to be taken down at the 39. It's well shy of the first. Jack Kelly on the tackle for BYU. 5th leading tackler last year, led the team in sacks with 5. He makes the play. And Portland State's going to punt for the 3rd time today. Big hit there.
I thought he got the ball out of his hands well enough, but just not enough space to allow Brandon Alvarez to make a play. The defense was right there on that crossing route and made a heck of a tackle.
Right now they're going to go for a field goal attempt here. It's going to be a 56-yard attempt. Matthias Uribe, the kicker. Brock Fleming the snap. Tony Johnson is the holder. Here's the kick. It's blocked. And BYU trying to run it back here. Jack Kelly, who just made the defensive play, and now he does this. 50-plus yards on the blocked field goal return for the touchdown by Jack Kelly for BYU, and they're on the board first.
Matthias Uribe is a captain for a reason. Fred Mitchell Award watch list. He's yet to make a field goal this season. That goes back to last week. But that block kick right there for score for BYU puts them on the board.
Will Farron for the extra point here for BYU. Flag is down.
Delay of game.
There is no foul on the play.
So that swinging gate there ran those guys in motion to the kicking position. Kind of confused some people.
Farron for the extra point. 7-0 BYU. All right, so let's take a look at the block here. 56-yard attempt for Portland State. Oh, it went off the face mask.
That's a low kick.
Yeah.
That's all of Matthias right there. I understand how deep it is, how far he had to kick it, but that was a low-level kick right there, and it had no way of even getting over the line. So
it was off of John Tamoy-Payau, who, number 55 there, right off of his face mask, and picked up by Jack Kelly, who runs it back. And boy, isn't this football for you, right? We thought Portland State, okay, you got a fumble recovery. You're in BYU territory. That's pretty good, right? And then I was surprised that they were going to try for that field goal, and then all of a sudden the tables turned, and it's 7-0 BYU.
We talked to Sataki about what? Special teams and how important it was. They spend more time on special teams than they do any other position because they have limited time to do that. Special teams right there came up big for Bruce Barnum's kids, but it also came up even bigger for Kalani Sataki's boys as they put 6 points on the board. Special
teams coordinator Kelly Papenga for BYU, and that was big. I mean, their kicker for Portland State, Uribe, I mean, his long last year was a 48. And in week 1, he had missed from 54 and 37. So I guess they felt like, hey, you know, why not? Let's try this. But, you know, Monday morning quarterback, of course, on that one after it was blocked and run back for 6.
And you can kind of understand where C.J. Jordan and company wanted to go for it. It's probably the most momentum that they've had all afternoon as far as drives are considered. But you can also see how conventional wisdom would say when you've got a kicker that's as capable as Matthias Uribe, you might as well just go for it because he's made kicks that long before. Unfortunately, the kick was low, caused a turnover, and 6 for BYU.
How about this group here last year, right, for BYU? They were 9-0, okay? And then here at home, lost to Kansas, 17-13. And then the following week went on the road to Arizona State and lost 28-23. I mean, 2 losses by 9 points. Wow. What could have been last year, right, for this team?
First down.
Flag here.
It's not where you want to start. We talked about what? Playing in front of the sticks. 3rd and 15 in that last series really kind of put them in the pickle until they were able to make the completion to Christian Ingham. But here we go again right now, starting to drive off at 1st and 15. Not where you want to be if you're a Viking.
Badalado Birdsell in the carry here for Portland State. Running hard, and he loses the football. He did.
Recovered.
And they did get it back.
Hey, if you're going to fumble, at least make sure you get the ball back.
You got it back, yeah, exactly.
Take a look right here. He actually found a nice little crease right between the center and guard. Before he got his knees to the ground, they were able to punch the ball out, but he was Johnny on the spot, saw his mistake, made up for it. It came out right before he hit the ground.
Falatau Satuala on the punch out that time. Free safety for BYU. Back to the ground here. And not much as Bodie Schoonover on the tackle for BYU. Going to be 3rd down and long here for Portland State.
They're committed to the run on this drive right here because guess what? It eats up clock, and if you can wear down that defense, by leaning on him a little bit, that's going to help him in the future.
And you can tell how hard it is for C.J. Jordan to hear the signals coming in, right, with his hands on his helmet. He's got that humongous student section behind him doing their best to distract, and it's happening.
Hillsborough Stadium had less than 2,000 last week. Probably quite the eye-opener for the Vikings this week.
Yeah. 3rd and 9. Jordan rolling out, throwing on a run. Nothing happening there. Intended target was Andre Miller. He had no chance. And it's punt time here for the Vikings.
Just looking at that coverage right there, Mike, even rolling to his right, it had been hard for him to find anybody. He was going for Therian Alexander on that right. Therian Alexander actually was great on the coverage.
Sometimes you kind of, when you go to that short side of the field right there, I mean, you run out of real estate. I never really liked that, especially when you need 9 yards, too.
Yeah, rolling to the boundary, though, there's really nowhere for him to go with the football, so he'd have been just as good to just throw it out of bounds or even run it out of bounds. Not for a loss, but at least some kind of game.
Tony Johnson, punting. Kingston from the 34. Kingston. He's had a couple of good returns here tonight, up to the 44-yard line. And he picks up Ted and Pasta on the tackle on special teams for Portland State. So we talked a little about Bear Bachmeier, the quarterback here. What about some of the skill guys? How about Chase Roberts, big-time receiver for this team at Highland, Utah. Incredible year last year for this guy.
Yeah, he's their go-to, do everything. Preseason All Big 12 for a reason. He's also a Blitnikoff Award watch list person. 3 games with 100-plus yards receiving in 2024. Also 26 straight games where he had a catch, going back to 2022, Mike.
So Roberts going to line up on the outside here to the bottom of your screen. 1st and 10 BYU from the 44. It's L.J. Martin. He's got some space. L.J. Martin for BYU inside the 20. 15. Ted still on his feet. Finally brought down to 6.
.6'2", 220 out of El Paso, Texas. Takes the handoff. The cutback to wide open grass. Actually, Chase Roberts even threw a block right there. LJ keeps churning his legs, though. It takes a host of Vikings to bring him down. Gotta like big physical backs like that. That's exactly what Keilani Sitake likes to see.
Big time run of 49 yards. They mark it down the 7-yard line. It's 1st and goal from the 7. They go back to Martin, and why not? As he gets just inside the 5. Daniel Matungi on the tackle.
Yeah, think about making an explosive play like that. You're gassed a little bit.
Right.
Give LJ a chance to catch his breath to give him the handoff the next play, because obviously if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Got a lot of options here from the 5. What are you thinking?
For sure. Well, they're going to just run the ball right down the Vikings' throat until they stop it. I know they're in the gun formation right here, but I expect another handoff.
Well, it's a keeper by Bachmeier, and he's tripped up. They got him on the legs here. Nice job on the ground making the play. Was Sauli. That was Aiden Sauli again. Transfer out of Nevada. The senior, number 46, stopping Bachmeier. It's now 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line.
Now, Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator, and I were thinking the same thing, right? Keep running the ball downfield until they stop you. But they thought they'd throw a wrinkle in there by just making a little misdirection and having Bear Bachmeier keep the ball himself, because that's the reason why he wears 47. Former running back, former linebacker. He's tough after the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, Vikes came up with a good tackle to slow him down.
Here's your numbers, BYU in the red zone from last year. Now they're trying to convert from the 4. 3rd down. Here is Bachmeier. Pass out. It is caught, and it is Roberts for the touchdown.
Too easy.
Four touchdowns last year for Roberts, first of the 2025 campaign, and it's 13-0 Cougars. Made us look pretty good, right? Highlighting him at the start of the drive.
100%. We knew what was going down.
Yeah.
You can't keep Chase out of the lineup too long for our statistics, right?
56-yard drive. It only took him 4 plays, 2 minutes and 23 seconds. And that took us to the end of the first quarter. Roberts on the touchdown from 4 yards out. They love it here at BYU. It's 14-0 to the second we go.
Brady Plus is a nationwide distributor providing supplies plus support in Jansan, food service, and industrial packaging. We deliver tailored solutions to make customers more productive, more sustainable, and more successful. Whether you're maintaining a clean and safe facility, running an efficient restaurant, or protecting products during transit, we have the expertise to solve your toughest problems. At Brady Plus, your biggest challenges are our best solutions. Learn more at bradyplus.com.
Kenneth Rooks, what a story!
And we just softball. That was the NCAA champion. Look at this story of Kenneth Rooks, the NCAA champion who fell, who got back up, reattached himself to the pack, and now is running in this and making a run for the championship title. And they are going so fast right now.
From falling to the finish and the national championship, Kenneth Rooks.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
Anybody that played fantasy football would know Julius Thomas. You had to have him.
I signed the contract I always wanted. I proved that I could be one of the best tight ends in the NFL, but it doesn't fix this.
The biggest fight a player is ever going to have is the fight with himself. And that's a daily battle.
That was when I understood what my calling was, to go help people in their suffering.
Everything we do at BYU begins and ends with our students in mind. The most important work we do is building our students spiritually and intellectually. Strengthening each student's faith and testimony in Jesus Christ has always been a part of BYU's mission. You've entered to learn. Now go forward to serve.
This field belongs to the ones who take it. This season doesn't come with the script. This is where everything is earned, and we mean everything. We don't do handouts here. You want the spotlight? Earn it. You want to shine different? Prove it. 30 years strong, and we keep shining brighter. This is Big 12 football. This is a different league.
Welcome back to BYU, everyone. 14-0 Cougars over Portland State. Start of the second quarter. Mike Corey alongside former All-Pro offensive lineman Brad Hopkins to the touchdown here, Brad.
Terrific play design right there. The offensive line gives the impression of run. You see Chase Roberts in the slot right there. Gives that little spot route, a little bit of attention. Just nice catch and grab, and 3 yards to the end zone. Guess what? 14-0 BYU.
Well, and it's what you do with the time that you have the ball. Obviously, we know that time possession could be a misleading stat, because think about this. Portland State had the ball for 10 minutes and 32 seconds in that first quarter, right? I mean, that's usually a recipe for like, okay, we're in a tough spot. We control the ball. That's what we wanted. Well, BYU scored 2 touchdowns in the 4 minutes and 28 seconds. They had it. Really, one of them was on the blocked field goal. So,
yeah, if you just look offense to offense, 1 touchdown for BYU, that isn't enough output for them, I think, in this first quarter. Not from what we're expecting anyway. And looking at the time of possession, that actually plays well for the Vikings. That means that BYU's offense wasn't on the field with opportunity to put points on the board here. So, you know, give them a consolation win right there, just by the fact that Tyree Smith, C.J. Jordan, those guys were on the field there, you know, converting first downs and at least giving opportunities for them to score.
from the 25, the Vikings 1st and 10. 4 wide receiver set. Battleado Birdsell, and he's been going nowhere tonight. Logan Lutui on the tackle.
Yeah, nowhere for number 20 to go right there. If you look at it right here, CJ gives him the handoff. Logan's already in the backfield along with his teammate, Vilamai Puaho. Coach's son, as a matter of fact.
Well, they read that one very well, and so far on the 4 drives for Portland State, 3 punts and a blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown. What happens here? Tough spot. 2nd and 15. Motion man Andre Miller. Back to the ground. Battleado Birdsell taken down. Puha on the tackle, the defensive end.
Portland State is having more success when they're running between the tackles versus trying to get to the edge. They just don't have the blockers on the outside to allow the running backs to actually get that kind of momentum to get to the outside. I understand that they're able to get to the boundary and make some yards that way, but for whatever reason, they just aren't able to block on the edges like that. So they have more success just running straight downhill, Mike.
Yeah, just 1 for 5 tonight on 3rd down. It's now 3rd and 12. Jordan's pass, it's caught by Miller. He is at the 31 and needs to get to the 35, and it's not going to happen. Evan Johnson on the tackle for BYU. Then he got some help there at the end. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Andre Miller's a tough guy to bring down. As a matter of fact, that's that defensive side of the football that's in him. He's a 2-way player right there. He had 5 picks in high school, but in that 3rd and long situation right there, you want to try and get as many yards as you possibly can, and he just brings up almost a 4th and manageable here for the side to punt.
Yeah, they gave it to the 32, but it's 4th and 3. You have to punt here, and Parker Kingston again back to return the Tony Johnson punt. Kingston's got some room here from the 20. Look out. Kingston, 40, midfield, hit and knocked out at the Portland State 41-yard line. 39-yard return by Parker Kingston on the punt.
Yeah, I bet Tony Johnson wishes he'd have had more air on that punt because it was such a low-lying kick right there. It allowed Parker Kingston to get the ball well before the defense was able to arrive, right? So that allows him with so much space to use his speed to get to the opposite boundary
Timeout on the field.
Get some big yards with his feet.
Injured player down for Portland State. It's Christian Ingman, the tight end who was in there on special teams. We'll update his status when we come back. 14-0 BYU here tonight from Provo. Christian Ingman was injured on that last play, getting a little bit of help off the field, Brad, and as you see they're favoring the left leg.
Yeah, you're right about that. Obviously a huge cog on offense, made some terrific plays on special teams. As he's covering right there, it just looked like he might have hyperextended his knee right before Parker Kingston went out of bounds. As we take a look right here, getting his last little block on Isaiah, extended.
Yeah.
He bent the wrong way right there.
All right, we'll see if he can return. That's 85, big player for this team, tight end and on special teams. They marked Kingston, Parker Kingston, out of bounds at the 48 of Portland State after his punt return. This pass is incomplete. It was nearly picked off by Bryson Ross, and then Isaiah Green there, number 4, had a chance at it as well.
Yeah, exactly. He threw it right into coverage right there on that slant route. Bryson Ross had an excellent opportunity to come up with a pick. As we see here, is a little outside of the fingertips of number 5, Cody Hagan.
Just tapped it right into the hands, too, of Isaiah Green. Both were unable to grab it. Down to the outside, it's Kingston, and he gets close to the first down, which is the 38-yard line. We'll see if they spot it. By the way, a great return man. And he had that return of 31 yards on the punt, Brad, to set up this position. He was number 2 in FBS last year, averaging 14.8 yards per punt return.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Like I said, he is their Swiss Army knife, in essence. Special teams, receiving, he can do it all with that speed and sheer hands.
He had 2 touchdowns on special teams last year as well. From the 40-yard line, that's where they marked him out. It's 2 yards to the first down. They get that for sure with L.J. Martin, Pierce Walker on the tackle for Portland State, but it's a fresh set of downs here for the Cougars.
Nice game by L.J. Martin on that carry right there, but going back to the play before, those extra yards I think were achieved because L.J. Martin actually almost blocked 2 on the sideline right there to give his ball carrier a few extra yards.
BYU with a first down and 10 from the Vikings 33. Now it's Moa on the carry here. Sione Moa, the sophomore running back, gets into the action, number 30 for the Cougars. Spencer Elliott on the tackle.
Yes. Sione Moa, that guy, he runs hard. I'm actually shocked it took so long right now for us to see him in the lineup.
Second down, they flip it out to him again, and he's got space and a first down and more inside the 20. 15 still on his feet, brought down at the 11. 19-yard run there.
Yeah, he loves bringing the physicality here. Actually gives a little misdirection, stutter step before he actually takes the pitch. Gets to the boundary, and it's not going to go down with that first carry, that first tackler. It's going to take a few of them to bring him down.
And now you're seeing BYU kind of impose their will here on this game, right? 14-0, pounding the ball, great running so far.
Yeah, this is where the big boys love to eat right here. Just leaning on the defense, getting them tired, wearing them down. Long drives played to the offensive line.
Now they hand it off to Kingston on the end around, and he gets down to the 5-yard line, pushed out of bounds there. Aiden Scioli again on the tackle for Portland State.
I like how BYU's using the jet sweep to get guys in motion.
Yep. They
also have the speed to get to the edges, Mike, unlike the Vikings that we were talking about when they had their offensive series.
This Coach Barnum.
Trying to figure out how that Barney ball is going to help him today.
Right. It is now 2nd down and 4 for BYU. Can get a first down at the 1, obviously 5 yards here for the touchdown. And Buckmeyer throws to the end zone, and that's what they get. Caught by Noah Moriaki, the tight end for the touchdown.
More misdirection right there. I thought that for sure Bear was going to be going to L.J. Martin in the flat right there, his running back. But he sure was spying his tight end in the end zone right there. Look at him rolling here. Kept his eyes on the tight end as he's crossing in the end zone. Really outflanked the defense. Put some more points on the board for the Cougars.
Will Farron for the extra point. 21-0 BYU here. There's still 9:52 to play in this first half.
Plenty of options for Bear right here. He has his eyes completely on his big tight end, number 18, Noah Moaki.
I've envisioned it, yeah, just running out and you just see a bunch of the color blue all around you, and again, yeah, 6,000 plus just around you, and you know, you get goosebumps kind of thinking about it, yeah.
Bear Bachmeyer, the true freshman starting quarterback. There's his mom, April. His father, Michael. He's got the 4 siblings, right? Brothers Hank, who played at Boise State, Louisiana Tech, Wake Forest. You got Tigers on the team as well. Buck, his sister, Ella.
Aunts, uncles, you name it, they're all here. You couldn't tell me that this boy is a Bear. You couldn't tell me Bear is a freshman, the way he's commanding this offense.
No. Look out here. Portland State finally recovers the kick, and it's about the 16-yard line there by Crew Newman. That could have been disastrous. How about some of the things they do here at BYU? I mean, look at this.
Good God.
The Cougar, Cosmo.
I hope he's got
that's not too deep there.
Right. I hope BYU's got some good insurance.
Yeah.
That's right there. And the padding of that suit definitely helps Cosmo. I like the way they have fun here, though. It's a great environment. The 60,000 are excited to see their team take a 21-0 lead right here, led by their freshman quarterback, Bear Bachmeyer.
Just increase the depth on that pool there if you could for next time.
Yeah, a lot deeper for me.
That'd be nice. There's a pass here from Smith, who is in now again. Tyree Smith. Well incomplete. Here's your numbers. I mean, this is the thing. How bizarre is this for BYU, right? They get 21 points. They have only 3 first downs, and they only have 14 passing yards.
It's because they don't need more than that right now, the way they're controlling this ball game. 111 yards in the first half. Are you kidding me? That's the way you take control of the line of scrimmage, and that's what BYU is doing today.
Smith hands off. Jacques Badalado-Birdsell on the carry. It has been tough sledding on the ground here for Portland State today.
See a host of Cougars arriving right there.
Yep.
Led by number 57. Shoestring tackle.
Vasa.
Yes, sir.
3rd and 8 now from the 19-yard line. 1 for 6 on 3rd down tonight of the Vikings. Smith in trouble, has to get rid of it. Incomplete. Raider to Mooney with a pressure there. Number 3 for BYU, forcing him to roll and throw that one away.
With an empty backfield here, you can definitely see why Jay Hill would want to dial up the pressure, especially for a guy with as limited attempts as Tyree Smith. He definitely gets him on the move right there with nowhere to go with the football, just throws it away into the ground, basically to the sideline. Hopefully living to fight another day. Unfortunately, that brings up 4th down.
Well, yeah, and Portland State trying to figure out their quarterback situation, where they're just going back and forth with Jordan and Smith. And
it seems like they're using them situationally.
Good bounce, though, for the Vikings there as Kingston picks it up at his own 17, and then he gets smothered. And that was Scioli again for Portland State. How about the Bachmeyer family, right? I mean, all the athleticism coming from this group and the family tree here, it's crazy. And Bear Bachmeyer continuing it now. How about Hank going back to his quarterback days at Boise State, Louisiana Tech, and Wake Forest?
Yeah. When we talked to him and sat down with Bear, he's talking about someone was always crying. How competitive it is in that family, having 3 older brothers and 1 younger brother, and of course a sister that's super athletic.
4-time All-American.
For sure.
1st down and 10. And once again, BYU's ground game here with Sione Moa. Pierce Walker in the tackle. It's a 1st down run.
I love the patience of Sione Moa. Not only is he tough and gritty and hard to bring down when the first sign of contact, but he's got great vision. And he's faster than you would think, too, as a matter of fact, especially in open field. But nice running lanes for him by the Cougars offensive line.
Yep, once again, they go to the outside, this time to L.J. Martin, but it's that up front group, and Brad, you know this so well, former offensive lineman and all-pro for the Oilers and then the Titans in the NFL, the great career that you had. How about that guy right there, 63, Bruce Mitchell, the center, one of the captains of this team.
Absolutely, super smart, all-conference academically. He played D-line, too. I think 6 starts in 13 games. So he's played both sides of the line of scrimmage, and very smart man.
Halfway through the second quarter here, it's been all BYU. Quick pass out to Martin, and he has it on the run. He's got a first down across the 40. Jerome Roberts on the tackle for Portland State, but BYU is clicking. And he's out there blocking as well.
Yep, Big Bruce getting out there leading the charge, but I also like the play design here. They sent LJ in motion, kind of giving the impression they might pass it. Sure, they pass it just to the back end of the flat, almost like a toss. And LJ does the rest, getting big yards with his feet.
Isaiah Jatta was down there as well, 71 at the left tackle position. There's a look at Mitchell, and they've got a great group up front. Big reason why they've been so successful. Look at this trick play to Cody Hagan now. And Hagan heads up. Cody Hagan trying to take it to the house, and he will. Touchdown, BYU.
You talk about some misdirection. Plus 57 on that right there in that game. Coming from all kinds of different directions. We saw the jet sweep, we saw reverse, we saw so much action here. Bear Bachmeier's not playing like a freshman. Gives the impression he might get the underneath handoff, but no. He goes to number 5, Cody Hagan. He takes it down the sideline for 57 yards, extending the lead for the Cougars. They're doing whatever they want in this ball game so far, Mike.
That was awesome. Very creative, and you're looking at it from a defensive perspective. You're like, what is going on here? And the next thing you know, it's like you said, a 57-yard run to the house for the touchdown, 28-0 BYU.
Going back teaming to the same play, look at this. 57 yards, gets into the end zone. It doesn't get any better than that.
Welcome back. Coming up at the half, BYU Sports Nation, the halftime report. The crew standing by here in the stadium. All the highlights and analysis of the first half and much more coming up at the break. I tell you, it's an incredible setup they have here. BYU TV doing a great job. They're outside the stadium in the pregame. They're inside the stadium here with the halftime and postgame show. And great job by Junior Phillips, who runs the show here at BYU and the TV station, and you'll hear from them coming up at the half, so stay tuned for that. From the 2-yard line on the return is Kroon Newman for Portland State, and he gets slung down close to the 20-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown as BYU now has runs of 47 and 57 yards. This one for the touchdown, Brett.
I love what Bear did to make it look like he was confused, almost making it look like a busted play, right, with as many directions as ball carriers would be going around him. But he obviously had his eye on Cody Hagan right there. Cody Hagan behind a host of Cougar blockers gets to the sideline. Even big lineman number 75 getting his hands on some people right there, allowing that crease, allowing the space. Cody Hagan then turns the Jets on and puts another 6 points on the board to give them a 28-0 lead for the Cougars.
Very well designed and executed play. And now a fumble for Portland State. BYU's all over it. And they're going to recover at the Vikings 5-yard line. Cowboy Payal on the fumble recovery. The co-captain, senior defensive tackle, 55. Andre Miller fumbled it here, number 12 for Portland State.
Yeah, he just never really, I don't think that TJ gave it to him in a position where he could actually even get the handoff cleanly. Obviously, Andre Miller just really wasn't ready to receive it. Tyrese wishes he could take that one back, but when it rains, it pours. And it's just unfortunate when you're using situational quarterbacks like that, it's almost hard to get into a flow and get into a rhythm. And we see that kind of playing itself out here, putting the defense with their back up against the end zone here. 6 yards to pay for BYU. We'll see what they do with this drive.
There's Bachmeier. Hands off to Martin. And the helmet comes off here of a player for Portland State. That was Daniel Matungi who made the tackle, but then his helmet comes off, so he has to go out. Ball's placed just inside the 5-yard line, out for at least one play. 2nd and goal from just outside the 4.
Yeah, Big Daniel had 38 tackles at Central Washington when he was back there. 5.5 sacks in 2 seasons. He wants to be a strength and conditioning coach, man. It looks like it.
2nd down, Bachmeier. Keeper. He's in for the touchdown. Got a great block there from the tight end Carson Ryan as well. This team is clicking here tonight.
More misdirection, sending Chase Roberts in motion. But we see number 47 quarterback Bear Bachmeier here being very patient, fakes the handoff.
Yeah, see that
tight end in
there?
motion comes, yeah, actually gets his, Carson Ryan gets his hands on the blocker, opens up the hole even more. Bear finds his way to the end zone. Yeah, let's take a look here again. We're trying to get in position. Would-be tacklers, not a chance. Bear did a good job of cutting it up inside too, also reading the block of Carson Ryan right there to make sure that he stayed clean. But his patience, him turning into a runner with the ball in his hands, he's just as skilled doing that as he is throwing the ball downfield, Mike.
Well, this is where you get into trouble as an opponent. You give him a short field, and that's an understatement. They had the ball at the 6-yard line after the turnover, so they're going to get some points out of that, no doubt. They did. 35-0 BYU. Portland State, unfortunately, here for this season, they have had 18 drives on the campaign, and they still have no points. Going back to that opening week game against Tarleton State, 42-0. Of course, Tarleton State's actually a pretty good team, and they just beat Army on the road last night in overtime. And I mean, that says something about their program, but Portland State is certainly struggling to start the campaign. They've given up 77 points to this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is offensively, they're playing behind the sticks. You're talking about 3rd and 15. 3rd and 12. You're just dealing with unmanageable down distances. You don't have a lot of plays dialed up in your playbook to convert those 3rd downs. So I think it's been problematic for them to at least get into a rhythm, get into a flow, like we saw in the first series.
Yeah, think about this, because the game was scoreless with about 4 minutes left in the first quarter. They were kind of holding their own, and you see it, 47 yards in the 2 drives, and then since -6. I mean, all 35 BYU points, Brad, have come in 12 minutes and 43 seconds.
Yeah, like when we saw the Vikings running between the tackles, we thought we saw them getting some more positive gains there. Trying to get to the outside has been problematic for them. The pass game has been problematic for them. Incompletions have been problematic for them. So for them to get into a flow, they're going to have to find some sort of rhythm running the football.
C.J. Jordan throwing over the middle. It's incomplete. Looking for Jalen Lynch.
It's hard to be an accurate passer when you're on the move right there with the rush around your feet. I thought he'd be better just to go ahead and tuck it and get a few tough yards that way. But he did see a receiver downfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer with targeting. Number 44, defense. Half the distance to the goal, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The ruling on the field of targeting is under further review.
Okay, Ephraim Asiata, and they're going to take a look at it. So
let's take a look here. The minute CJ doesn't find the receiver, he actually eyeballed his receiver. Yeah, that's, oh yeah, for sure. I don't know about the targeting part, but he did hit him in the chin, helmet to helmet there. So that's probably where they came up with that call. And it definitely was late, well after the ball was thrown. That's not the discipline that we're normally used to seeing from Coach Satake's boys. Taking a look here at another one. Obviously the ball thrown well behind him, off his back foot, kind of trying to find some sort of rhythm there.
And we'll see what they call here.
Yeah, that'll be one knock against Ephraim Asiata.
6:09 to go here in this first half. 35-0 BYU. Yeah, they did have one turnover earlier, but they survived it. It was a fumble on their side of the field, by the way, too. But then Portland State had attempted a field goal that got blocked and returned back for a touchdown.
Yeah, just completely unnecessary, which is the reason why we see Kalani talking to him right now about being just a smarter player. Not only did you hit him, but you hit him up high. He's loving him up, though, you know.
Yeah.
After review, the ruling on the field of targeting has been confirmed. Number 44 for BYU has been disqualified.
Yeah, you had the launch there and right into the helmet. That time from Asiata. There's Jay Hill, defensive coordinator for this BYU team.
Yeah, you kind of want to see a player like him being on the field still, because he's an aggressive player. He played in 11 games last year as a true freshman. His father is running back Matt Asiata in the NFL. But I love the way that Kalani just loved him up, though. You know he was going to be ejected from the game. He knew that was coming.
Look at this stat. No rushing yards here for Portland State. 189 for BYU, and the flags fly again as they blow this play dead.
False start. Offense. Multiple players moved, but the center did not snap the ball. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I was listening to a little bit of the pregame show up here in the press box that they had on, Brad, and Bruce Barnum, who was, they were talking about, hey, you obviously overmatched coming into this game. You want to try to get out of here, certainly healthy, right? You don't want to lose any more players. They're already coming in 3 guys down from last week. And then also learn about what your quarterbacks and potential running backs can do. I don't know if they've got much information on that, though, up to this point. There's Jordan. Well, that's a nice move to spin out of trouble, but he's going to be brought down the 39-yard line by Che Bryant-Strutter.
Give a lot of credit to the secondary of BYU, not giving C.J. Jordan anywhere to go with the football as he's scanning the field for would-be receivers, right? He has to turn into a runner because of the pressure that's in and around his feet. Take a look here. You know, the rush kind of gets there late. We see 74, Pule struggling again at that right guard spot. He's giving up a lot of pressure. Keanu Tanavasa actually right there to apply some pressure. We see number 33, Choi Bryant-Struthers getting in there too, also making some plays. But I think this is a microcosm of them not having DeLon Thompson in the lineup, their best running back.
Yep. Second down, and again running out of real estate on the run as Jordan throws it away. There was a couple of plays earlier when they went to the outside and a quick pass to the wideout. When you saw the defender playing off him that much, if you look to the bottom of the screen, it looked like they were playing off a little bit. Get it out there, right?
Yeah, well, in this one right here, he's trying to direct traffic as he's running to the boundary. He's trying to tell a receiver, go the opposite direction that the defense is flowing to me at. Then that way I can maybe find somebody. But unfortunately, it brings up an incompletion. And even more unfortunate, 3rd and long for them, which is where they've been almost all day, Mike.
Yes, they have. 3rd down and 11. 1 for 7 on 3rd down in this game. Jordan, and you said it, Brad, there's just nobody open downfield. The coverage is there, and obviously he doesn't have a lot of time to throw either.
100%. Well, that one he did. He actually escaped the pocket prematurely. There really wasn't anybody in his face. He was looking for someone downfield, but at the end of the day, he could have found an open receiver if he stayed in the pocket a little more. Look at that. I mean, they're even running stunts. The line didn't do too bad a job actually picking up the stunts right there, but he decided to escape because he felt that pressure, and he just had to throw the ball away on 3rd down.
That's a good point. You watched that replay. He could have maybe stepped up in the pocket too, right? Got through that pressure.
Exactly. I mean, they didn't do too bad a job right there giving C.J. Jordan time to throw.
And it's Tiger Bachmeier, the brother on the return here, number 19 for BYU. And he's taken down inside the 10, so it was Tiger and Bear that both came from Stanford. And our first look at Tiger tonight, number 19, and it's back to his brother Bear, his mom April in the stands, sister Ella.
They tried to let the Tiger loose, and sorry, I had to do it.
Not bad though.
Look at the 2 brothers here.
And so when we talked about at the open, with Retzlaff leaving and going to Tulane, and the Bachmeier brothers coming from Stanford, that was kind of in progress, I think, a little bit earlier on, right?
Yeah, he was coming here regardless. Unfortunately, he didn't get to learn from the Retzlaff guy that maybe playing on Sundays.
Ooh. Well, he seems to be doing okay right now as Barrett Bachmeier's pass is complete for a 1st down to Carson Ryan. 25 yards on that pass play.
Yeah, Carson Ryan's a co-captain for a reason. He played in 12 games, had 5 starts. Finds himself in triple coverage right there. Actually, if you think about it, nice way to layer the football.
Bachmeier and looking for Chase Roberts.
Not sure that came out of his hands cleanly. It looked like it had a little wobble to it. It's a little uncharacteristic of what we've seen when he decided to go be a passer today. Bears usually had a lot more control of the ball and where he's going with it. That one looked a little uncharacteristic. Might have been some action on that sideline, but it was well out of reach. That's probably why he didn't get the call, because he really wasn't anywhere close to being caught. Carson Mamerlin on the coverage right there.
Another handoff here now. This is to L.J. Martin, and Martin breaks free. Going down the sideline in pursuit, Lonnie Burt, and he finally tracks him down inside the 20.
Lonnie Burt saved a would-be touchdown. We see the action here. Bear actually gives the handoff eventually to L.J. Martin. 44-yard gain on the play right there. Tries to give a little stiff arm to Lonnie on the way out, but Lonnie is a sure tackler. He led the team in tackles in just his first start. The Coffeyville transfer. He's giving some Portland State love here.
They've had big chunk yard runs here tonight, though. 2 in the 40s, 1 in the 50s. Now for the end zone. Ryan! Oh, he has it. What a catch. Touchdown.
You might as well call that one the Carson Ryan drive. 2 big plays by the tight end right there, and he shows his focus, being able to stay committed. 22-yard touchdown. Bear finds his sure-handed tight end right over the middle on the post route.
And then it was Carson Ryan that had the big block for Bear Bachmeier on the previous touchdown run in the earlier drive, and then now as a recipient of a touchdown reception. Will Farron for the extra point. And BYU here is tacking it on, and it's 2 weeks in a row now that Portland State has given up 42 points. And unfortunately for them here in week 2, there's still 3:35 left in the second quarter.
Take a look here, Bear eyeing his receiver, would-be receiver down the entire time. He knew that he had him in cover, outflanked in coverage. Even the ball was underthrown, and Ryan shows tremendous focus and concentration, being able to take the ball off the shoulder of the defender to come up with a touchdown. Oh, actually, if you think about it.
Look at that.
Yeah. Isaiah Green almost got that ball loose.
Incredible
He's probably
catch.
reading the eyes of the tight end right there to get his hand up, but just didn't do enough to disconnect him from the football.
BYU running away here from Portland State in every category this quarter. First downs 9-1. Total yards 229 to -1. And the rushing yards is 165 to -10. So
just saw a Puka Nacua jersey in the stands.
Oh yes. All-time greats here. So 3:35 left.
I always thought that if you had your feet on the 10-yard line, you just let that go into the end zone. But
yeah,
obviously putting their defense, putting their offense in a precarious situation here at their own 8-yard line.
Well, you get it up to the 25 for the fair catch.
Oh, okay,
Sorry,
that helps me. I'm thinking pros.
No, you're all right. Look at this, though, Brad. Look at these yards here. I mean, we just talked about it. That's tough.
Yeah, they just really haven't found much rhythm. Obviously, when you're down as much as you are, you kind of abandon the run game, right? But it seems that the only way that they can get consistency to stay on the field is to find some sort of rhythm in running the football.
Well, Badalato Birdsell and another carry that doesn't go too far. In fact, for nothing.
Yeah, not a lot of rush lanes right there. I said in the very beginning they were having a lot of success running the ball between the tackles, but unfortunately for that one and the drives that we've seen where they have committed to running the football, they just really haven't gotten much momentum.
Inside 3 minutes of this first half. Badalato Birdsell again. Talon Alfrey on the tackle for BYU, 25 there.
Another co-captain.
Yep.
Eyes in the backfield. Sees the running back trying to get to the edge. Was making some good progress right there, but came through with like a heat-seeking missile, Talon did, to bring him down, creating this 3rd and 8 situation. If they could just get a shorter 3rd and manageable down in distance, they could probably stay on the field longer, but it just hasn't been going their way to be able to do that.
At least it's not double digits on 3rd, but it is 3rd and 8. Just over 2 minutes to go. And Jordan, he's going to be sacked. Anisi Purcell on the sack for BYU.
This is a 2-minute timeout.
CJ's looking for somewhere to go with the football downfield. I thought the line gave him ample time, but unfortunately, the pressure was there. Nowhere to go with the football. He gets taken down for a loss, 4th down.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 minutes.
College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
We are back to Provo, Utah, and it's punt time once again for Portland State here, and Tiger Bachmeier awaits the return and is going to let this one go out of bounds.
Number 34, Tony Johnson.
How about the last time that BYU scored 42 points in the first half? Let's go back to 2021 versus Idaho State. There's your numbers on Bachmeier.
6 of 10, that's not bad. 3 touchdowns as well. A lot of that was in the red zone as well, so it's not like he had a whole bunch of pressure, but I like his ability and focus throwing the ball downfield for big plays too. Chase Roberts has been nice with him on the day. We saw a lot of Cody Hagan, obviously taking it to the house down the sideline. A lot of offensive weapons for this freshman.
And look at the time too, and now the space as he takes off and runs and gets into Portland State territory in a first down, a gain of 11. Jackson Helmstetler on the tackle.
Bear said, what's a slide?
Yeah, right.
Running backs don't slide.
Coach would like him to slide, I'm sure, but yeah.
You see how the pass rush just went around him, just creating just open pasture for him to just get on down the field.
Bachmeier, oh, what a throw and a catch by Cody Hagan, making men miss and gets down to the 23. Isaiah Green finally makes the tackle, and now BYU gets to run their 2-minute offense here to try to tack on more before the end of the half.
I haven't given enough credit to the big bodies up front. Isaiah Jada on that left tackle. We already talked about Bruce Mitchell, Austin Leasua. This guy is actually a great right guard, and Andrew Gentry has seen some Big Ten play coming from Michigan. He's a co-captain. They're giving Bear all kinds of time in that pocket.
You're right. Excellent job by this O-line. They do it again. The downfield blocking here for L.J. Martin, and he takes a hit and gets inside of the 13 for a first. Sorry, Brett.
No, they're just getting chunk yards at will here. Pulling out all kinds of play action and reverses, misdirection. You see Bear making plays with his feet.
Once again, there's Bachmeier. Oh, look at the moves for another touchdown.
Haven't seen a lot of quit from the Vikings today, but on that play right there where you've got all kinds of space, defenders in front of him, it makes a couple of guys miss. Just take a look here. Rolling to his right, not much pressure at all. They're only bringing 3, maybe 4. Saw a haphazard attempt right there to make a tackle. 46 didn't even try and stop him at the goal line. So I guess that's what you get when you're down by 48 points.
Second rushing touchdown tonight for Bachmeier to go along with 3 through the air. He's accounted for 5 of them, and it's 49-0 with 49 seconds to play in this first half. They've scored these 49 points in just 12 minutes and 10 seconds of possession time. That is crazy. Season high last year in a game for points was 41. They've already got 49, and it's just the first half.
Yeah, Bear didn't even want to be a runner right there. It's almost like they forced him to be a runner. He probably could have found a receiver somewhere in there, how spread out the defense was at that point, but he decided to get a few yards upfield, and guess what? It didn't stop until he bumped his head almost on the goalpost.
What did we gather from his personality yesterday? I mean, he is a true freshman, by the way, but it doesn't seem like it, right?
Yeah, he doesn't seem like it. I'm telling you, we mentioned this at the very beginning. Son of a Marine officer. He was born to lead. He doesn't give any type of impression that this is his first time playing in front of 60,000 people, Mike.
Yep.
He's just as comfortable as if he got out of his own bed this morning, which he did.
Tell you what, right. Tell you what, though, you got to have great people around you, teammates. I mean, this fan base, the coaching staff. I mean, they've been dialed in. I know this is a overmatched team in Portland State right now, but
where are the goosebumps? Can you talk about some goosebumps? I don't see no goosebumps in this kid. Now, admittedly, the competition is going to stiffen up as obviously play begins, the schedule gets tougher. They open up the season, the Big 12 season with Colorado, which is not going to be an easy task. But this is exactly what you want to see from your freshmen. Controlling the offense, making plays, involving so many different offensive weapons. Offensive line playing tremendous, opening up holes in the run game, giving him ample protection in the pocket to be able to be electric today. They're playing a well-balanced game, the Cougars are. and that's the reason why they scored 49 points in the last 12 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, they're doing what they do against FCS opponents. They're 19-0 all time, and they've averaged 47.4 points a game in those 19 wins, well on their way to 20-0 when this one's all said and done. And, you know, if you can only make matters worse, BYU gets the ball to start the second half as well.
Yeah, this is what they call in the South, Mike, a dirt road whooping.
Yeah.
You ever had one of those?
No, I don't want one. This is what it's like now. 49-0 BYU. And BYU Sports Nation standing by for the halftime report on the other side of this break, so stay tuned for that. First half in the books, and a big one for the Cougars here in the 2025 opener for them. 49-0 at the half over Portland State. Halftime report on the other side of this break. Stay where you are.
Welcome to the ESPN College Football Halftime Show in Provo, Utah. It is BYU 49 and Portland State nothing. Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, and David Nixon. We bring you inside our perch. A lot of offense for the home team.
Yeah, and not so much in the first quarter. And, you know, I thought maybe we'd expect with a freshman quarterback they'd get a little bit of a slow start. First couple of drives stalled out, and then they turned the ball over on a fumble punt return. And we're going to the end of the first quarter, and BYU's had the ball 3 minutes. And then Portland State's possessed it the rest of the time. But then things changed when the defense got involved.
David, BYU, the #1 defense in the Big 12 last year, kind of picked up where they left off.
Yeah, exactly. And Portland State came out of the gates. Their first 2 drives, 27 yards on the first drive, 20 yards on the second drive, and then negative 2 yards from there on out. So BYU made some adjustments, brought the linebackers up, and started really spy number 20, the running back for Portland State, and kind of shut them down from there. But credit to BYU defense on the blocked field goals, what got them started and kind of got the juices flowing, and they just rode that defense from there.
Let's take a look at that blocked field goal. It really got things going inside the stadium. John Taumoi-Peau blocked the kick with his face mask, and then Jack Kelly scoops it up and takes it in. David, it's a linebacker's dream come true to get the ball right there.
Yeah, and you know the trajectory of these kicks, when it's that far out, they're going to come in low, so you want to get your hands up. And then, yeah, Jack Kelly, right place, right time, scoop and score. And, yeah, these are the ones. These are the easy ones. You like those ones.
And you're right. It took the lid off, so to speak, for BYU, and then they go, as you watch the slow motion, look at that penetration.
Hey, that's how you use your head
that's
right there.
Yeah, that's using your head. That's a great way to describe it. But then BYU scores on 5 consecutive possessions after that. So 6 total scores in a row, and they just completely shut down this Portland State offense from that point forward. Sometimes, it takes a bit to get going. First game, brand new quarterback. Portland State played last week, but once BYU kind of figured out angles and remembered how to tackle, because think about it, they haven't been tackling guys to the ground yet this year, things changed, and BYU's defense asserted their dominance, and BYU moved the football.
When we come back, we will assess the BYU debut of true freshman Bear Bachmeier. What a performance he's had in 2 quarters here in Provo. It's 49-0 BYU. We'll roll on after this. Here's a postcard from Provo, Utah, the ESPN College Football Halftime Show. 49-0 BYU leading Portland State. History was made tonight. Bear Bachmeier becoming the first true freshman to start on opening night at BYU in the illustrious history. You're part of that history. Everyone here was going, well, we're not really quite sure what we're going to see. We saw 5 touchdowns and a whole lot more from the youngster.
Yeah, he seemed very composed. Like, as I mentioned, they seemed a little slow on the first couple of drives, but then he started to get to his playmakers. The one out to Chase Roberts, a rollout right and hitting the backside tight end and a crossing route for a touchdown. This is where Bachmeier can have a big impact as well. As a freshman, his ability to run the football is going to come into play. This is a nice throw in the seam to Carson Ryan, the tight end, and then rolling out. He says, wait a minute, they're playing man. Nobody's even looking at me. I'm going to make one move, and I'm in the end zone. So his ability to run the ball, Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator, has been talking about that all fall. They said, What nobody's able to see in fall camp, because they're not allowed to tackle him, is how good a runner this guy is. And we've seen glimpses of that here in the first half.
David, our technicians have taken Bachmeier's first touchdown pass as a BYU Cougar and broke it down for us. Let's run through it.
Yeah, I love this play call. We talked about in the pregame show that they really need to get easy throws for Barrett Bachmeier, and this is exactly what happens here. It's going to be a screen to the outside. You can see JoJo Phillips can go inside the number 2, the DB there, and pick him. It's a pick play, but it's legal because it's behind the line of scrimmage. Barrett Bachmeier with the eyes. Throws to Chase Robertson. Look at the pick play by JoJo Phillips. The DB on the outside went inside with JoJo and creates that seam there for Chase Robertson to get the end zone. So once again, easy pass, easy catch, and with a young quarterback, this is exactly what you want to give him. You want to give him easy reads. It's a one read. Look outside, get the ball out quick, and get in the end zone.
That field goal block, return for a touchdown, really kind of relaxed him a little bit as he watched from the sideline, took the field with the lead.
Everybody on this team has said, from the receivers, but especially to the defense, has said, hey, let's take the load off this young guy. Let's go make some plays. Let's score as a defense. Let's do this. Well, the defense showed up, and certainly special teams showed up with a blocked kick for a touchdown. It takes a ton of pressure off of a young guy when he's playing from a leading position out there.
And you know what else showed up? LJ Martin, running back.
Yes,
131 yards in the first half, averaging 16 yards per carry. And we talked about that being a recipe as well, where the running back in this running game needed to take some of the load off his shoulders, and BYU's running game has done just that. And like you said, credit to Barrett Bachmeier. He's averaging 6 yards to carry. I think that kind of got his juices flowing as well to get him out there in the run in the space and make some plays. So running game, 267 yards so far in the ground.
We're back with more on opening night here in Provo, Utah, the college football 2025 season. And BYU off to a big start, 49-0. More in a moment after this. Welcome back to the ESPN College Football Halftime Show here in Provo, Utah. It's 49-0 BYU. Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, David Nixon. David, in a game like this, the numbers don't lie, and here they are for the first half.
Yeah, and BYU really dominated. Look at the rushing yards, minus 2 yards. We talked about in Portland State's first 2 drives had success. The last 7, 8 drives, they've only had 2 yards total.
Blaine, as we look at adjustments, let's start with the Vikings. They're down 91-0 so far in 2025 when you go back to last week and so far tonight. You got to get something good going somewhere. Where do they start?
Yeah, I think they need to try to go to some quick passing game. It's clear that BYU is dominating the line of scrimmage. And they have no chance to knock them off the football. So it's going to be hard to just line up and run it. And then every time they try to throw the ball downfield, BYU's pass rush gets to them. So to me, you come out, throw some quick screens, give them some slants. Do some things to let C.J. Jordan have some success. You're not going to win this football game. Let C.J. Jordan complete some balls and take that into next week, a little bit of momentum.
With Stanford coming in next week to take on BYU, what do the next 2 quarters become for Bear Bachmeier?
Yeah, I think Bear comes out and plays a drive or 2, and then you want your backup to get a little bit of time. So I would expect to see McKay Hillstead in the second half. And you really want to get some guys on defense some time because you're going to rotate players through. In Big 12 games, you need depth, especially on defense. So it's a time to evaluate your backups, to get them crucial playing time, and to make sure they're ready for the rigors of a Big 12 season.
Next, it sounds like Bodie Schoonover has been all over the field in this first half as he settles into his new year of play.
Yeah, listen, not only him, but it's the defensive unit. And you talk about getting some rotational guys in, second stringers in to get those fresh legs, but also get valuable reps. These are reps that these guys will lean on for the rest of the season. So I like where this defense is at, offensively moving the ball well. For me, you just don't want to see a drop-off or a letdown in the second half. You want to keep your foot on the gas pedal. And to, like Blaine said, Portland State, for you, it's just gaining some type of confidence. Find some ways to gain some yards, hopefully put some points on the board if you're Portland State. But BYU, defensively, offensively, just keep clicking on all cylinders.
A lot of attention on Carson Ryan, the tight end for BYU. He gets a touchdown in his Cougar debut as BYU leads it 49-0. Here's a look at that. This is a tough one-handed catch. Mike Corey, Brad Hopkins are coming up with a third quarter call. Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, David Nixon. Enjoy the second half here in Provo.
Rise and shout with an official BYU card exclusively at Mountain America Credit Union. Get it as debit or credit and in 2 designs. Enjoy more rewards and lower rates. Show that you are loyal, strong, and true. Get the BYU card made for you only at Mountain America. Apply online at macu.com/GoCougs.
Accidents don't just happen 9 to 5. They happen when you least expect them. The team at Siegfried & Jensen is here for you 24/7. Nights, weekends, every day, every hour. Really here for you. No matter when you call us, you'll speak to a real person and have access to the same expertise and personal attention as always, and get the legal help you need when you need it. Nights, weekends, every day, every hour, 24/7.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
The field is wide, the competition fierce. Your business needs a game plan. You need power plays. And most importantly, your company needs an all-star team. Make the Cougars your first draft pick this season. BYU competing in the Big 12 means big exposure for your products and services. We'll share our sponsorship playbook on how to build your brand with BYU Athletics. Email sponsorship@byu.edu today. BYU Athletics and your business. Let's team up.
E koreo e ngaro. I can never be lost. He kāka noa hau. For I am a seed. I roia mai rangiapia, a seed sown from heaven.
The only way he would stop crying was just singing the BYU fight song over and over and over.
There's my daughter. Undescribable.
Everything we do at BYU begins and ends with our students in mind. The most important work we do is building our students spiritually and intellectually. Strengthening each student's faith and testimony in Jesus Christ has always been a part of BYU's mission. You've entered to learn. Now go forward to serve.
This field belongs to the ones who take it. This season doesn't come with the script. This is where everything is earned, and we mean everything. We don't do handouts here. You want the spotlight? Earn it. You want to shine different? Prove it. 30 years strong, and we keep shining brighter. This is Big 12 football. This is a different league.
Welcome back to the Big 12 on ESPN. And a season opener for the BYU Cougars as they are having no trouble right now at Portland State. 49-0 as you walk me back inside LaVell Edwards Stadium, everyone. Mike Corey with Brad Hopkins. And it took BYU about 11 minutes, right, to get on the scoreboard. It was near the end of the first quarter, no score, but they've certainly taken it from there, 49 points.
Relatively close to start the ball game. Then we saw a couple of situations where the special team scored, defense scored. We saw Bear Bachmeier score with his legs as well as throwing the ball well. His playmakers got involved. It really kind of got out of hand late.
Here are some of those plays you were talking about, right? So this is a turnover on BYU, but then Portland State attempted a 56-yard field goal.
Absolutely. We saw a low kick by a normally sure-handed kick, a sure-footed kicker. BYU turns that into points. And that's basically where the downhill journey began for right there. We saw Cody Hagan right here taking the reverse all the way to the house down the sideline for about 44 yards. Their playmakers were just getting involved early. We saw obviously the fumble exchange between Tyrese and Chance Miller himself, Andre Miller himself right there, resulting in the defense picking up the ball, giving it in scoring position. And Bear obviously being a patient runner, a very capable runner just as much as he is a capable passer, finding the end zone with consistency today. That's been the tail of the tape right there so far, is BYU taking advantage of Portland State's mistakes as well as taking control of the line of scrimmage.
And BYU gets the ball to start the second half as well. Here are your numbers of the first half. Look at that, 364 total yards of offense and the -2 on the left side there for the rushing yards for Portland State. They've had nothing obviously going on the ground. And when we showed you that blocked field goal return back for a touchdown, as I said, BYU had actually fumbled the ball on that previous drive, and Portland State had it around their 35, 36-yard line, and then ended up trying that field goal that got blocked. And like you said, that's when the downfall really happened. And not to say that Portland State would be winning or whatever in this game, but like, you get off to a good start, right? You score a field goal, a touchdown, something, right? Maybe a little bit different than what we're seeing right now, but McKay Hillstead is in the game at quarterback too for BYU. And as we went to the half, I asked you, Brad, I said, do you see Bachmeier in the second half? You can take him out? You're like, yeah.
No, not a chance. I mean, we saw enough of Bear in the first half to know how capable he is of running this offense. And I don't think it'd really be much of anything for him to get out of this second half other than just pouring on more points. But seeing what your roster looked like as far as depth consideration, McKay Hillstead here, he obviously started 4 of 8 games at Utah State. Did a number of good things. He's more of a veteran kind of guy, just even in his 3rd year. So we'll see more of him and guys like him.
And the hands off here to Jovessa DeMooney.
Number 28, Jovessa DeMooney, the ball carrier.
BYU's first half drives, they had 7 of them. The first was a punt, and then they scored 6 straight touchdowns.
Yeah, that's been the tail of the tape all afternoon. Guys coming from different directions, really contributing and, limiting Portland State's options as far as what they can do with football when they have opportunities because they've been behind us in points so far.
Another run for DeMooney. And a first down. Isaiah Green in the tackle, but not before he gets to the 37. Enough to move the chain.
I don't expect Bruce Barnum to pull his starters anytime soon, but if you start to see the success of the backups for BYU against this first unit, then that's really kind of debilitating, Just looking at Bear here with his helmet on like he's about to go back in the game. Stop it, young man.
Yeah.
Grab yourself a cup of Gatorade and chill out.
Take that helmet off.
Exactly.
5 total touchdowns here for him tonight as this pass is incomplete. Looking on the outside for Moiaki, the tight end. Bachmeier with 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. I mean, if you had to give a report card to the first half of BYU, outside of the fumble and maybe the targeting call or whatever, I mean, they were pretty clean.
He looks like a senior. And I know I may be getting ahead of myself, but for someone that, like I said in the very beginning of our show, Mike, who was in high school at this time last year, playing in front of 60,000 plus at Lavelle Edwards with this calm, cool, collective kind of attitude approach, he gives his teammates confidence.
Here's Cody Hagan, and he's going to be taken down for a loss. It was Bryson Ross that got in there for Portland State.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you, right?
Yeah.
Fool me twice.
Already had a good night.
Well, even on the same reverse there, we saw that in the highlight reel.
Now, here's the thing, right? I mean, let's just not kid ourselves. It's, you know, that's FCS, Portland State. They're obviously struggling. Bear had a great game, but he knows it's not, and it's about to get, you know, pretty tough. I mean, you know, they got Stanford, you know, coming up here, right? I mean, they got
East Carolina on the road.
Right, ECU on the road. That can be a real test, you know, for someone like him as a true freshman going on the road in a hostile environment. Here's Hagan on the catch for another first down for the Cougars. Isaiah Green ran him out. But that's where you're going to start to kind of learn some stuff, right? I mean, you got some information here in this game, but again, let's be honest, right? I mean, it's week one. It's a long season here.
Now, I'm not going to say that we shouldn't have expected Bear to playing like that. And looking at this pass right here from McKay, finding his receiver, Cody Hagan's been all over the field today, getting first downs left and right. But you wouldn't feel confident to go with a true freshman like that if he didn't show you these intangibles, right, Mike?
Right.
I mean, if he didn't show you the ability to take over an FCS opponent, that if you think about it, BYU has not allowed an FCS opponent to score more than 14 points ever. So for us to think that it was going to be some sort of a game today, or at least if you even thought that, you know, they kind of put that to bed early.
Tackle by number 6, Jackson Helmstettler, and number 46, Aiden Sealy.
What are you hoping to see here now? Let's stay with BYU as they have the football for this second half, given the situation.
I expect them to continue to stay focused. I don't want to see them start making mistakes or letting their focus go in different directions just because the ball game is well in hand and they're now relying on their twos. This is now an opportunity for them to get some good work from guys that otherwise wouldn't have an opportunity to see the field, right? We're starting to see, you know, the backup quarterbacks, maybe backup running back as well. Number 28, Javasa Damouni. We see him in the lineup now. We see McKay Hillstead in the lineup. You're probably going to see some other guys other than Cody Hagan in the receiving spot, getting those reps that this type of ball game should be able to afford them.
Keeper here, and the quarterback and McKay Hillstead runs to the first down.
Hillstead showing his wheels there. Threw for over 1,000 yards in high school, 11 touchdowns. Got the cameraman going the wrong way too. It shows you the kind of ability they have right there to take advantage of the misdirection.
Well, and how about this start to the second half? Like you said, the backup QB and a few other guys too. Like you said, Trey Roberts at wide receiver 22, Anthony Olson 85 is in as well. This is the 10th play of the drive coming up here to start this second half. And Damouni again. And there's a flag down.
One thing you're not seeing from BYU, Mike, are mistakes.
Holding, number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And as I say that.
Right. Well,
but this is the backup here, Jake Griffin in that left tackle, filling in for Isaiah Jada, who obviously was the starter in that lineup.
You've had two tonight, right? You've had the targeting and then this, and that's it.
Yeah,
here it is.
You got to let him go. I mean, hands are in the inside, which is where you would want your hands as an offensive lineman, but when he's trying to get away from you and the ball carrier's near, you got to be smart and let him go at some point.
So from the 34 now, Hillstead dumps it off. That's Damouni. There he goes. Oh, takes a big hit. He's undercut at about the 22 there by Bryson Ross. A strong run gets to the 21-yard line. First down markers of the 14.
He looked as if he wanted to hurdle his would-be tackler, but his stride was too long. Didn't get much height on the jump there. But he gets up without a scratch, seemingly. Matter of fact, I think the defender took more of a hit than he did.
Yeah, now they bring in number 34, Charlie Miska, who's a redshirt freshman running back, and he's to the right of Hillstead right now, who's going to keep it again and have another first down.
Let me tell you how smart McKay was on that play right there. That's the read option, right? He knew that defender was coming screaming for the running back who was supposed to be taking the handoff. He decided to keep it himself. The defense was completely out of position. He totally watched number 40 right there. Lonnie Burt just coming up field, ready to lay a lick. Unfortunately, he didn't have the ball, Lonnie.
Well, this is what you want to do if you're BYU, right? You're using up the clock here to start this second half. Opening drive of the second frame. Handoff. And it's Miska. It's still on his feet. Finally brought down by Deontay Thornton.
Those are examples of arm tackling. Arm tackles are not going to bring guys that are carrying the ball for BYU down. They're good at yards after contact. They're good at keeping their feet churning, spinning, doing all that they can to kind of put the defense on their heels. And this is what we're seeing here in this drive right now. They've had the ball the entire second half.
12 plays so far, 64 yards, over 7 minutes off the clock here to start this second half. Mooney.
One of the things that you risk when you bring guys down to the line of scrimmage, which they need to do, Mike, right, to slow down the rush. We're starting to see them really gain momentum between the tackles. But when you try and get those good run fits and bringing guys down into the box, after that line of scrimmage, that first line of defense is gone, then it's pretty much green grass. And they're too close to making mistakes right now in the red zone, trying to defend only 8 yards before they give up another touchdown.
Bunch formation to the bottom of your screen. Third down here, and Hillstead gets a pass out quickly to Mooney, and he's going to be taken down shy of the first down, which is at the 1 yard line. And it'll be fourth down now. The field goal unit has come on. Jaquarian Latson made the tackle. And BYU has eaten up over 8 minutes here to start the second frame.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of shining shoes out there. And what that means is guys, would-be tacklers leaving their feet, right? Sometimes it's not a bad thing to slow down the momentum of the ball carrier, but you got to have the cavalry arrive to be able to make that second and third attempt at getting the ball carrier down, and that's just not happening right now.
Will Farron last year, 24-27 for field goals, perfect on extra points, 41 for 41. He was the Big 12 Coast Special Teams Player of the Year, and he connects here from 25. And it's 52-0 BYU to start this second half. We'll be back.
and the man of the hour, the great Lee Corso.
And you've got one last headgear to make.
This is one of the easiest picks I've ever made. Give me my first love.
What an outstanding day today on game day. Congratulations, Lee Corso. That was awesome. And after his final college game day this morning, the crew was packing up and heading out to Norman, Oklahoma next week for the big matchup between Michigan and Oklahoma. Tune in to ESPN at 9 a.m. Eastern next Saturday or watch on the all-new ESPN app.
And he got it right with his pick, too.
Yes, he did. Yeah, we were all watching that today after our meeting, and it was really special. 52-0 BYU. Timeout. Coming back with 6:33 to go in the third quarter. Earlier this summer, Portland State football team participated as counselors at Camp Exceptional. It's a camp for children with and without disabilities to come together for fun, movement, and connection. All first-year Vikings must participate in the camp, and then they have their choice to continue to do so and come back years after that. But a lot of players came back this past year, Brad.
Absolutely, and those players had time off and still made the commitment to get involved in the community. That just shows you the connection with the program there, with Bruce Barnum's commitment to giving back to the community, making sure that his freshmen and other players get a chance to go back there and visit those areas that obviously could use a little support and boost from players like his Vikings.
Yeah, they said they had 40 players coming back this year to that, which is really cool. As Jalen Lynch makes the catch, but it's for a loss on that first down play. But Coach Barnum knows that, it's about getting ready for their conference play, which is the Big Sky, in FCS. They want to get out of here as healthy as possible, and they knew they were just going to be up against it today. But I'll tell you, it's a group that has made a couple of FCS playoff appearances. They joined the Big Sky back in 1996. Coach Barnum, it's his 16th year overall with the program. Started as an assistant for 5 years now, his 11th as head coach. Second down here. Tyree Smith is in at quarterback and has to just throw it away. So here's what they have coming up. And, it's not easy, right? Look at this. They go on the road at North Dakota and then at Hawaii before they finally get a week off and then pretty soon get ready for their conference play.
Yeah, they're not back at home in their own beds until September 27th against Northern Arizona. Now, I'm not making excuses, but they do have and have had a pretty tough schedule. 5 teams in the FCS preseason top 25 and 2 FBS teams, which includes this ranked BYU team that we're playing today. Obviously, Bruce Barnum decided to take the play calling back, trying to give a shot for his offense to give opportunities. But when you're playing against teams like this, and Tarleton State that beat Army, so they're undefeated. You know, it's kind of a hard beginning.
Smith throwing deep downfield, and it's incomplete. He wanted Crew Newman, and just a little bit strong there. And you and I had talked about this guy before the game. Crew Newman, a redshirt freshman. They're really high on him in Portland State.
Yeah, you take a look here. The rush kind of flushes him out of the pocket, and even throwing across his body, he shows you his tremendous arm, right? Maybe not the most accurate because of maybe the lack of attempts, but Tyrese does show himself to have that kind of versatility. We know what he can do with his legs. He just needs more opportunities. I mean, I think he had like 10 passes all of last season, 4 last week, a handful today. But then again, also playing multiple quarterbacks, it really can't help any of those quarterbacks get into a rhythm. Wow.
Here's a return for BYU, and they're back on offense when we come back, leading 52-0. Beware of the bear today.
Yeah, he bared the weight of replacing a pretty good starter last year, kind of questioning how BYU would respond. He's responded just terrifically. Now, albeit against an FCS opponent, I understand that. But when you look at the way he's controlled this offense, layering passes, accuracy, showing arm strength, and then, let's turn into a running back. Number 47 for a reason. He's a tough, gritty kid. He said once he gets back on the line of scrimmage, he just shifts gears, and that's exactly what he's done. 7 of 11, 97 yards passing, 3 touchdowns through the air. Let's add another couple of touchdowns on the ground with 32 yards rushing. He has been the complete package today, Mike.
Yes, he has. He's accounted for 5 touchdowns here. It's Tiger Bachmeier now, his brother. And a new quarterback in there as well, too, Trayson Bourget.
I'm laughing because Noah Milwaukee wishes he could have got out of the way right there, because who knows how far that would have gone if his only friendly fire didn't slow him down on that rush.
He's like, come on, man.
Come on, man. Get out of the way.
That's a come on, man one. Trayson Bourget, transfer out of Western Michigan, junior, third-string quarterback now in the ball game for BYU. And you talk about this program. I mean, it's been a storied program. I mean, over the last 20 seasons, they've made it to 18 bowl games, right? I mean, they had a winning record in 17 the last 19 years. And then you look back recently, okay, the last 5 years, BYU has the 9th best winning percentage in all of college football. They're 45-18.
Kalani shared that with us when I was just talking about how competitive they've been as of lately. He's like, no. We are here. We're back on the football map.
Right.
He finds big, physical, smart players to run his system, right? And he believes in that level of physicality, even preparing his team, too. So they're cut off the same cloth of a fullback, right, that scored 1 touchdown in college. I'm talking about Coach Sataki.
Yep.
But he's definitely that gritty coach that they love playing for.
Bourget with a pass, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. And the offensive coordinator, Aaron Roderick, and he said, you know, I want to see both quarterbacks today. You know, that's the thing. The 3 quarterbacks, the backups today, right? Hillstead and Bourget. I mean, you got to see what they have, right? This is a perfect opportunity for them.
Of course. He knows he's got the Carson Ryans, the Chase Robertses, the Parker Kingstons. But what about the depth on his roster? This gives him the perfect opportunity to give these guys some game time reps, right? Playing in front of 60,000, in front of Lavelle Edwards peoples. And he's starting to see them get that kind of experience that would allow them to play for him when it gets tougher down the schedule.
Rowan Ray had the previous catch, by the way, and now there's a flag down as Mooney carries for BYU. And we'll check this call.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face, number 77, offense, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, they got Jake Griffin for that one.
It's the 2nd time we've called his name. Unfortunately, not for the right reasons, but you know, that's what opportunities like this will afford you. Let's take a look here. 77 at that right tackle spot. Yeah, oh yeah, got your hands up there. A little too high, got to replace them. It seems like Jake's problem is just hand placement. Of course, though, he's a big, tall dude, 65, 6'5", 305 pounds, out of Mesa, Arizona. Big physical right tackle type. As a matter of fact, we saw him get to the next level right there, getting a block on a would-be defender. Kind of giving his running back a little bit more time to get that big gain.
That was Trey Roberts there on the run for BYU, and they have been spreading it around tonight, as you would imagine, up 52-0. 3 people with a pass attempt, right? They've had all 3 quarterbacks in. 9 players have had a rushing attempt in this game. 9 receivers have caught a pass. So it's really what you want, you know, with the team that is on top, 52-0. We talk about what Portland State's trying to get out of it. And of course, you know, at this point, it's really tough. They've given up 94 points in the first 2 weeks, and they have yet to score. Bourget hoists it deep for the end zone. Incomplete. Almost. Dominique McKenzie was the intended target there.
The first real downfield attempt that we've seen from this offense. Had plenty of time in the pocket to throw, trying to find, you know, his streaking receiver running the post route. Got behind the coverage, which is exactly what you don't want to do. Bourget looking right here at his receiver running the fly route. Well, safety came over the top a little bit to kind of slow it down, but other than that, we're just seeing them dinking and dunking and taking advantage of what the defense gives them.
Well, look at this. Why not? 56-yard attempt here for Will Farron. And it is good. How about that? That ties the BYU school record for longest field goal ever.
Yeah, he got there by the hair of his chinny chin chin also. Thought that was going to be short, but hey, just enough to put 3 on the board, right?
Yes.
Nice hold. Nice spot. Nice kick.
What else are they going to do here tonight? Great job on stats, as always, from our great friend Matt Siegel. And likewise, great friend Lee Torban, our spotter. former UMass Minutemen with me, Lee, and rough one today for the Minutemen. We'll get into that later. Our producer today, Thomas Morrissey, always great to be with you, Thomas. Kevin Wheeler, our director. Tommy Zollinger, our technical director. Thanks to Tanner Jones tonight, Mike Capalbo, Dallin Goodsell, Scott Ellison. Audio with Jake Evelson, with Scott Sandstrom, Zach Burrows, Kevin Francis. Thanks, everyone. A ton of great people here from BYU putting this on for the opener for the Cougars. And just what an incredible setting. When I tell people, hey, we're out to BYU for week one, oh, it's beautiful out there. And yes, that is 100% correct. Sun setting here, the mountains in the background. The fan support, incredible, over 60,000. And they're still here. Look at all these people here, right?
Absolutely.
Brad, I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, it's 55-0. They're still here cheering on the Cougars. They love the football, and they're primed for hopefully another incredible season for them.
The fans are a microcosm of this team. They came early, they stay late.
It says a lot. They averaged last year, by the way, 62,849 fans, #1 in the Big 12.
Yep. They can't wait to get to their non-alcoholic parties after the game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Tailgating's a little bit different up here.
Yes. I was going to say, feeling, a little bad for Portland State, obviously. They got North Dakota next week, and we talked about that. There were 42 seconds left in this game, and they were leading Kansas State on the road. Number 17, Kansas State. Now Kansas State has taken the lead 38-35. But that's their next week opponent. Let's talk about them for a second here, Brad. I mean, I know it's tough here tonight and what you saw. We saw week one. I mean, how do they get any points on the board first? And that's the first order of business, right?
It's easy to say don't get behind, but that's when things really start to fall apart for the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Because in the very beginning of this ball game, when they traded punts, we saw a competitive drive from the Vikings to start the game where they were moving the chains, got past the 50 without assisted by a turnover on special teams. And they were doing really good for themselves. But then when you have to abandon the run game and you've got to get points on the board and you've got to start airing it out, it doesn't do you a good service to be able to have 3 quarterbacks go in there and try and figure it out in essence.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where we are with Bruce Barnum's team, them still trying to figure out who runs this offense most efficiently. We saw Gabe Downing in the very first game have some completions, but not a whole lot of success. Tyree Smith only threw the ball 4 times. We didn't even see C.J. Jordan get on the field last week.
No.
And it just seems like now when you're forced into a situation where you have to throw the football, they ended up getting in 3rd and long more so than not, and that's almost impossible to complete and continue to drives.
Smith dumps it off. It's Avery on the catch, and he's taken down for a loss. Talon Alfrey on a tackle for BYU as you close in on the end of the 3rd quarter here. And look, we know, I mean, this is a payday, okay? You're going up against a team, right? That's what it's like. I mean, we know it.
It's called a weight room game.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? You go into it, though, when we talk about, hey, trying to figure out who's your quarterback, who's your running back, all that. They want to get ready for conference play. I know it would be better if you knew you had one guy or whatever, but it's like, I think that's what they've got to do in these games is try to get these guys experience, right? And figure out who is game ready. You're not going to win this here, okay?
Well, let's just say this. In most instances, Mike, you learn more from losing than you do winning, right? Because when you win, you just don't want to change things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But you're constantly trying to reinvent yourself, trying to figure out what it was that didn't work for you. And there's a whole bunch that hasn't gone right for the Vikings these first couple of weeks, right? So they have a lot of things to look at on tape to figure out where they can get better. But also playing against tough FBS opponents like the BYU Cougars is going to give them experience later on when they're playing lesser opponents than BYU to at least be more competitive. That's the consolation I can take from this whole situation.
4 seconds to go here before the end of the 3rd. 49-0 at halftime. And then 2 field goals by Will Farron, including tying the school record 56 yards. That made it 55-0. In our final play of the 3rd.
Mike, it was 14-0 in the first quarter.
Right, right. Look out, this is to Moody. First down into Portland State territory. Deontay Thornton on the tackle. And BYU, nothing but fun here tonight for them. 55-0 over Portland State. Week 1 for the Cougars. Jumping up and down. We'll be back. Start of the 4th. Coming at you after this. Look where Cosmo is right now. What a scene here tonight from BYU. Incredible or what, Brad?
I love the island representation.
Cosmo, please don't jump from up there, okay? All right, he's on top of the scoreboard. I mean, earlier he was on the top of the ladder jumping into a
time out of the half.
1.5 foot inflatable pool, which we were worried about. But
I mean, think about this though, Mike. Not only is PSU obviously down 55-0, 56-0, but they've got to watch this atmosphere, the change of quarters. They've got to watch this energy that the Cougar fan faithful are experiencing here. 60,000 plus still in the stands, watching their Cougars dominate. It's got to be debilitating. Of course, I understand that the difficulty dealing with an FBS opponent to this level, but the pageantry here is amazing.
Yeah. You know,
flames on the tongue. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you know what this does? I mean, I just, you know, every time you come here, it really just kind of sends a message about fan support and dedication to a team. and a program, right? I mean, I don't know if I've seen any other stadium this packed in a 55-0 game. In all the games that we've done over the years at some of the major stadiums, right?
I'm right there with you, partner.
It just says a lot. It's an incredible atmosphere.
Oh,
and look out, off to the races. Here is Dominique McKenzie and a touchdown.
Why not, right? We saw missed tackles all night. We saw guys maybe giving up on plays, and it kind of sends a message when you're dealing with it mentally like this, being down as much as you are. But when you've got guys that just weren't even in the lineup, weren't even thoughts about being in the lineup until the game got well out of control, making plays like this, it just kind of shows you their focus. Their foot's still on the accelerator, finishing the game.
McKenzie, the redshirt freshman out of St. George, Utah. And he'll remember that one. 41-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Big, tall, rangy kid. Takes the ball in the reverse. Got a lot of arm tackling right there. Nobody really wanting to get involved. McKenzie finds the end zone pretty easily.
(62-0) BYU as we welcome you back to Lavelle Edwards Stadium. 9 seconds into the fourth quarter. Another touchdown. They've scored now on 9 straight drives after the 41-yard run for the touchdown by Dominique McKenzie.
Seven touchdowns, 2 field goals for BYU.
Look at this. I'm going to do this and then run down to the fence. All right, how about what was going on in week 1 of college football today? The big deal with Ohio State and Texas. And the defending champs get it done 14-7. Florida State, that's a big comeback for them to start this season over Alabama at home. And then right now LSU leading Clemson in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? LSU looking really good right now, leading 17-10, but kind of a shocker. Alabama still finding hard times, 9-4, short of the playoffs last season. Florida State, terrible year, but they're looking to rebound with better players and a different focus.
C.J. Jordan here for Portland State. He's back in on the pass to the outside, caught by Brooks Ferguson. You know, that Florida State-Alabama game, first season opening loss for Alabama since 2001. You know, they've started to play over the last so many years some really good, tough teams in week one, right? I mean, so that says a lot there. Huge victory for the Seminoles. They were 2-10 last year. And FSU with a 230-74 advantage in rushing yards en route to the win. Look at that. Yeah. They won Florida State.
I give Tommy Castellanos, the quarterback there, number one, a lot of credit. He said, Nick Saban ain't here to save you. And guess what? He backed it up.
I also give Mike Norvell a lot of credit. I thought he's done a tremendous job throughout his career from the days that I used to do many games when he was at Memphis. I thought that was an awesome hire. They almost went to the playoff. They should have, obviously, a couple years ago. And then, last year was an aberration. But then they start off this season beating Alabama. You know, that says a lot. We'll see what they can do this year.
Yeah, that was a statement game. Alabama on the road. You got them in the house, traditional powerhouse, right? And you take them down to the wire and just punch them right in the mouth for a convincing W. They look at their BC transfer, Tommy Castellanos, as a guy that actually has the juice, the energy. And he's definitely brought it today, giving them the W.
Play clock winding down here. Portland State takes a timeout.
Takes their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
How about that Ohio State-Texas game, right? The attendance more than 107,000 in Columbus. I mean, the defense for the Buckeyes, they held Texas scoreless for more than 56 minutes in that game. They've now won 25 straight season openers. That is the longest active streak in FBS. There's a look at the top 10 today.
Yeah, I'm going to give a little bit of credit to Arch Manning and them. They had a chance to win inside of 2 minutes. They scored a touchdown, right, and had an opportunity to score. To tie it up, but they just fell short. Give credit to Ryan Day's boys for bringing it home and doing some good stuff. But, this top 10 is going to be kind of brutal this year.
How about just outside of this top 10? You're a former team.
ILL, baby. Come on now.
Number 12 to start the year. What do you make of that, my friend?
Brett Bielema has been building this program over the years, and it's finally coming to fruition, getting the right talent in there. And that's one of the reasons why you see them playing competitively. They took care of Western Illinois this weekend, as they should have. And they look really, really good for Big Ten plays. It starts here soon.
3rd and 1 for Portland State, and the defense for BYU is what they've done all game long. Stop them to force 4th down. Fourth and 1, Vikings going for it here. Why not? Doesn't really matter at this point. From the 34, got to get to the 35, 4th and 1. There's some movement there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Flags come flying in.
False start. Number 20, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yeah, we talked to Bruce Barnum and Matt Llewellyn, his coordinator, and how they can't shoot themselves in the foot making mistakes. And that's certainly not what you want to do. Turn the ball over on downs on a penalty, giving the ball to BYU. well within scoring position.
No, but to your point, Brad, it's like, forget about the score here. Like, if that's a situation you're in at another point in time where it actually means even a little bit more, and that's what happens, you'd be infuriated. You know what I mean? Like, not that they aren't even now, but it's about discipline. And BYU now on the return. There was a flag down.
Yeah, that usually means a holding or blocking the back or something by the return team, but maybe it stands. We'll see. Cosmo says no.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 26, receiving team, 10-yard penalty. First down, BYU, timeout on the field.
There's Cannon DeVries there, and he was like, had a chance. The block in the back brings it back. They're doing fine, 62-0 BYU. Big 12 news and notes. You and I were watching Colorado last night, Brad, and they lose that game. Baylor falling to Auburn, and then how about the Big 12? They're 60-0 against FCS opponents since 2019, the only undefeated conference in FBS over that span.
As well they should. An FCS team that beat an FBS team, we'd be talking about them probably right now. Yeah. Especially given the current NIL situation where the most talented players go to, teams that can afford to pay them, right? But for the most part, we saw Colorado have an opportunity to beat Georgia Tech, but maybe some mismanagement with the clock, which I'm sure they'll be talking about ad nauseum this week.
Yep.
That probably will link to the loss as well.
And so the Cougars back on offense, here to try to run this one out. Start off the season 1-0. And speaking of Colorado, as we take a look at the schedule, BYU's going there on September 27th.
Yeah.
But next week here at home, Stanford off, and then I think we said it. That's going to be a tough game at ECU. That's a great environment there. That's over 50,000, and that could be tough for a true freshman quarterback on the road.
I'm glad you brought that up because as comfortable he looks here tonight,
right.
Obviously against an FCS opponent, he'll be playing Stanford, which will get tested. I'm sure he knows some of those guys too. Haven't spent a spring there, going through spring ball with those guys. But he hasn't left the warm, comfy confines of LaVell Edwards, right, to go to East Carolina. So we'll see what it looks like after that.
It's Miska, running back here for BYU.
Yeah, I love the relationship that Bear and Coach Sataki have. I mean, he's a father figure, he's a brother figure, he's a coach. He's so many different things to these guys. Even you can tell the genuineness in their hug and relationship. But then again, that's kind of how he is with all of his players, which probably lends to the success and the commitment that he gets from his guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he knew Bear was going to come here before the whole Retzlaff situation happened. And he knew that he was going to be a player someday. They basically recruited him out of high school. So he wanted him here with this program.
Now the carry goes to Finau. For the first time tonight. Lucky Finau. Running back for BYU.
I was going to make a terrible joke there. A dad joke. It wasn't so lucky that one.
Most points scored since 2021 there on October 30th. 66 they had.
Come on, man. I'm going to need you to date a little bit more now. When you do the most points scored thing, I'm thinking I'm going to say like 1960 or something.
Right?
Like that.
I know.
It's like a couple years ago.
Was it even that? Yeah. It was against Virginia.
Yeah. This was an FBS opponent.
Keeper by Bourget. The quarterback, Trayson Bourget. Across midfield into Portland State territory. Tough run.
It took two Vikings to bring down the quarterback. Kind of a microcosm of what we've seen in the second half. Now, I admit it, it's hard to be competitive. It's hard to stay focused, but when he turns himself into a runner and you're avoiding arm tackles and you're spinning guys to the ground and it's hard to get the QB to the ground, it just kind of shows you where we are right now. But this is obviously a 60-something game, and Maury Bamba and Jonathan Cabella, they just need to do more, bring a little more oomph to the tackle, and that would slow down that momentum that he gained even converting a first down.
It's Finau again. In case you're wondering, most points that BYU has ever scored in a game was 83 against UTEP back in 1980. So there you go, Brad. That's a little less.
Hey. Yeah, at least I was at least in my 20s. Good Lord.
Okay, so tough start, for year one of the Big 12, and this is now year 3. But I mean, that's the overall record. But look what they've done. They actually have won 12 of the last 14 games overall since that 2023 season. And look out for the Cougars, I would say, right? With only those 2 losses last year by 9 total points.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it was Kalani that brought up to us the winning percentage since 2020. They're 9th, so they're in the top 10 right there, showing that this program is definitely developing. They've got players here. They shared the conference lead last year, being first with only losing 2 games in the entire season. They finished their season at the Alamo Bowl, beating Deion Sanders' boys, who also shared the conference win right there, right? And they've just gotten better. They've replaced good quarterbacks with developing young quarterbacks that they feel are a future in this with this program, and they just don't miss a beat.
Well, how about that staff there, too, that you saw up in the booth? Offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick and defensive coordinator Jay Hill to go along with Kalani Sitake. I mean, that says a lot, too. You've got to have the program and the tradition and the longevity of some of these guys, right, that have kind of helped this, become what it has been today. I mean, this is impressive, you know. And
I think you get that too, consistency, when you've got a guy like Kalani that's been at this program for 14 years now, right? I mean, is he good enough to coach at the next level? Yeah. Is he good enough to coach a Power 4 conference someplace else? Of course. But he loves it here. He's bled BYU colors ever since he was a kid. You see his dad, Pops, walking on the sideline. He's just as much a part of the culture here at BYU as some of the players are. And it just shows you that familial effect that he has on this roster, on this team, and this community, man.
Miska on the run, but how about what he talked to you about yesterday in developing young players, right? And that's how much that means to him, right? Because you have a legacy here now.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we talked about, he did jump into the portal a couple of seasons back to get depth, right?
Yep.
But he said he wouldn't do that again. They got 60 new players at some point in time, right? But he wants to be able to handpick those guys, stand in your living room and tell your parents why you should become a Cougar. And developing the roster, that's one thing that he does very, very well.
He does, and that's what I like about it, because now you have a model here that says, like, no, you don't have to go flying all over the country and transferring left and right, nor do they need to bring in a ton of people every single year either, right? I mean, that's what we would all hope for, right? And a little bit more in college athletics, with guys sticking around and actually developing under a staff, learning to get better. Not just jumping ship for money or because they weren't playing.
I just think that, ultimately, when you look at the type of player that BYU recruits, they're mature, they're smart. The circumstances and situations would present them to be committed not only to the team, right, but to their families and creating families. Hell, Logan Latui he's a dad. Right. He's married, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? So, and there are a lot of players like that. Now, we understand in some instances why that happens, but for the most part, it just shows a different level of commitment that these guys have to being men.
4th down and 2, and they will get the first down with Finau for BYU. And I think that this means a lot to the fans and people here in Provo, Utah. Let's listen to this. 64,494 in attendance here today. I don't think anybody's left. The biggest crowd since 2009 versus TCU. Congratulations, BYU, and this crowd, these fans.
You know what I noticed from the side? There's Pops right there with the shades on, looking cool as a fan, right? We saw him in the meeting. He came through. Everybody loves Pops. Matter of fact, he even brought some food, so you know they love him.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to bring up also, you see the carry here for a yard, maybe 2. Lucky making a good opportunity better. But they just showed a sideline shot of Bear with his helmet on, intently watching his guys in a 62 or whatever it is route right now, right? It's not like he's going to go back in the ball game. He could be mutton and jeffing it with his teammates, his buddies, hanging out, thinking about what he's going to be doing after the game. But he's still watching, almost with the vision of a coach. You know what I mean? So it just shows you his level of commitment to football and to making sure this thing gets done. The game's not over. Still got 4.5 minutes left. And he's still intently watching with the focus of someone that might be going in the game.
Yeah, he hasn't taken his helmet off once. Exactly, yep.
I think that's his Marine dad in him right there.
Yeah, well, maybe, and it's also just the message, that it sends, right? If anybody ever looks over on the sideline and sees that, it's like, that's one of our leaders right here.
Yeah, and he's Ricky Bobby right here, too. Check him out. Him and Logan. A pillar on the offense, a pillar on the defense, sharing a moment right there.
Bobby Boucher.
Oh, I said Ricky Bobby. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
Either way. Exactly. Came in, sat down. As a matter of fact, our producer, Thomas, thought that he might have been a more introverted kid. But we start asking him football stuff. Oh, man.
Cole Hagan on the run.
I said, oh, no, like, can it get any worse?
You're right.
For PSU. I'm looking at it from their lens, right? But going back to Bear, and just what a confident young man he is, looks you in the eye, obviously, when he shakes your hand, when he's communicating with you. He checks off all the boxes of a leader. And that's what you want. You know, I think it's obviously a unique situation where you have the season opener. It's not like freshmen haven't started games here. Zach Wilson started a game here. Ty Detmer started a game here as freshman.
Right.
But when you see a guy start the season opener, you know, and albeit against an FCS team, they felt confident enough that this kid, who's only been here since May, you know, he can get the job done. That's what you want.
Hagan was trying to get the snap off because he knew the play clock was winding down.
Couldn't clap any louder.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Now that might have been the first mistake, legitimately, I've seen.
I know, I hate to do it, but I got it.
What do you hate to do? Anyway, we saw a couple of flags.
Coach and his pops there on the sideline.
From hand placement and whatever, but that was the first time we've seen at the line of scrimmage a pre-snap penalty, right?
Yes, yes.
Which is something that's just uncharacteristic for Kehlani's boys.
No, and hey, with the subs in right now, you got your 4th-string quarterback there too with Cole Hagan. We've seen Bear Bachmeier, of course, McKay Hillstead, Trayson Bourget, and now it's Hagan. We're trying to run this thing out. Hands it off. Finau. Take it down.
Yeah, Lucky's getting some reps. I like how he's creating some depth here. I mean, we know L.J. Martin's a dude. We know Siani Moa's a dude. And now you see other players getting opportunities to carry the rock and, you know, get some game time experience. That's what situations like this are supposed to develop, right?
They're going to wait for the 2-minute timeout.
Might as well.
And then they'll have 2nd down and goal. With 2 minutes left and a 62-0 lead here from BYU.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
A lot of teeth on that sideline.
Back to finish this one off after this. Welcome back to Provo, Utah. And coming up after the game tonight, BYU Sports Nation post-game show with highlights, analysis, live interviews, coach and players, all that and more coming up right here on ESPN+. And there they are, getting ready. BYU Sports Nation post-game show after the game. Stay tuned for that.
You know, in a game like this, style points matter. It says a lot that they finished the ball game in this type of fashion.
They want to finish it off strong for sure, from start to finish.
100%.
Hagan hands off to Miska, and he's in for the touchdown. Charlie Miska.
Let's take a look here. Miska gets the handoff. The line of scrimmage is pretty much wide open for him, leaving the guys in the secondary to try and make a tackle. I mean, could have called holding right there, but at the end of the day, the line did a good job of staying on their blocks. Not real good run fits for Portland State, which has been the case all evening. They tackled another touchdown, an extra point.
Minute 55 left. Cosmos surfing, 69-0 BYU. We'll be back after this timeout.
Yeah.
BYU with the most points scored since October 24th, 2015. When they had 70, they got 69 tonight. Second most rushing yards in school history as well. They got over 600 total yards here tonight. And, you know, after last year, because they started out 9-0 and had those two unfortunate losses in a row, they closed the season on a high note. They scored 30 points against Houston. They had 36 versus Colorado, won a bowl game. They got 69 tonight. That's 135 points in the last 3 games, really trying to pick up the momentum from the tail end of last season until now, because Yeah, they get a legitimate chance, right, in college football. I mean, the way that this team operates, and not to say anything about just this game, but, you know, moving forward, this could be a special group again.
I'm glad Stanford comes to BYU next week, because they're going to be looking at this tape and be like, dang, we had that dude here.
Right.
In Bear Bachmeier. You know what I mean?
He's ready to show them that.
And you see what I'm saying, though?
Right.
It's one thing to do what you're supposed to do against an FCS opponent like Portland State that just got boat raced by Tarleton State last week.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to be able to play at a high level, dissecting the defenses that you know have more talent, bigger, faster, stronger players. And if he can show that kind of ability that we saw here tonight, next week, they're going to know something about this dude.
Big shout out to the BYU defense as well. After Portland State's first down after the only first down after the first quarter was on a BYU penalty. I mean, the domination by the Cougars defense. They limited Portland State to just 3 first downs. I mean, that's all you have to say as they try to run this one out here. I want to thank the rest of our crew here tonight. Video with Bob Wood, replay and tape, Brandon Fulmer, Aiden Perry, Alexa Thomas, Timmy Bates, Chris Galvez. Our camera crew tonight, awesome job, guys. David Holliday, Dave Cutler, Joshua Gilzia, Turner Barzee, Corey Hazagoa, Ryan Tracy, and then our ops crew back in the control room, Rich White, Baylor Barnett, Junior Phillips, and Braden Wright. Thanks, everyone.
Let me ask you this, Mike.
Yeah.
Did the quarterback situation become any clearer for you tonight after this game for Portland State?
Unfortunately, no.
No, it really hasn't, has it?
It hasn't.
So why not just pick somebody and go with it?
That's a great point. You got to do that.
Pick somebody and go with it.
And at least everybody knows who's back there, right? And then you understand what you're getting. I know what you're saying.
I mean, C.J. Jordan didn't look bad. I mean, as a pass thrower, he's got definitely some running ability.
Yeah.
But when we talked to Jay Hill, what did he say? If they were smart, they play Tyree Smith.
That's what he thought was the best quarterback for them. Yeah. 14.
But they just don't, unfortunately, trust him in passing downs.
Right.
To kind of distribute the football that way. So maybe they find more confidence down a minute later.
All right. Well, this one's in the books. 69-0. BYU. Kalani Sitake and his crew starting off the season 1-0. Thoughts as we wrap this one up for week 1?
You predicted 82-0.
Yeah,
you fell short. You're a slacker.
Yeah.
But anyway,
sorry.
This is exactly the outcome we kind of expected. You know, an FBS opponent to this level, taking care of an SCS opponent. We know what the games are like. Kalani's boys get off to a good start. We'll see what they look like next week against Stanford. BYU next Saturday versus Stanford on ESPN. For the Cougars, and the fireworks are off, and deservedly so. Cougars win it. That's all for us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. Our statistician, Matt Siegel, spotter, Lee Torban, our director, Thomas Morrissey, our producer, Thomas Morrissey, our director, Kevin Wheeler, with Tommy Zollinger. For Brad Hopkins, I'm Mike Corey. Thanks for watching. So long from Provo, Utah. The Cougars win it big time. Week 1 of college football almost in the books. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everyone.